What's going on? How's it going, y'all? I'm still slightly sick, but it's not nearly as bad as it has been. So you guys will hear these pathetic coughs that don't sound real at all, because that's the phase of the illness that I'm at right now. I also have decided to close like all the tabs that I had on my computer open, just because it dropped a few frames weirdly, like it shouldn't have, because I don't have basically anything at all open, but it still is angry with me for some reason. So yeah, hopefully yeah, see that's not nearly as impressive as my previous coughs. So my new motherboard's supposed to be coming in tomorrow, and I'm really hoping that there isn't any sort of delay on it, because it's already cutting it really close. I should have ordered it a lot sooner, honestly. But yeah, that's gonna be cool. I really hope that my computer runs smoothly after that. And I hope that some really cool tech doesn't come out in the next few years. New keyboard hype. Do you have a new keyboard? Is that what you're saying? Did you send a message before the stream that said, "Man, it stinks here"? That's cruel. That's fucking cruel, dude. No, I'm getting a new oh, you misheard. No, it's a motherboard. So it's just like everything, basically. Everything everywhere all at once. All right. Hello.
Let's hit this show on the head.
I also didn't even change the name of the stream and shit. Damn.
Come listen to scary video game music, guys. Let's go.
No, I did that last time too. It's because I don't stream all that consistently the last few weeks. It's fucking me up. All right, give me talk about something with the viewers. No one's in chat yet, but
nobody is in chat.
Yeah, give them a little something while I come up with a title.
Guys, while Bianca's coming up with a title, I just wanted to introduce today's sponsor, Sonic. Live free, eat fast.
Oh.
No, the drive-in diner, and their amazing new thing that they have out right now. Where is it? The Red Velvet Shake.
That sounds fire as hell.
Oh my god, yeah, it's early access for us gamers, the Frozen Zone. But yeah, it's coming to all locations tomorrow, I think. And I just really like. We like Red Velvet.
Red Velvet is
Red Velvet.
Have you had Red Velvet whoopie pies before? That shit is bomb. That shit is actually bomb. Whoopie pies are fantastic. Probably one of my favorite desserts. Because they don't. I never get like fancy stuff, and that's something that it kind of feels like a gourmet treat. If you get it from the grocery store, even, it's very pleasant.
I really like the alternate names that Google is giving me for a whoopie pie.
What's that?
So some of the not funny ones are like some people call it a black moon, a gob, or a bob.
Bob is mildly funny.
Yeah, but then there's Black and White Men, which is they have BFO, which stands for Big Fat Oreo, which is
Big Fat
great.
Oreo. Oh my god.
Yeah, BFO.
That's something that people just call it.
Apparently, that's what I'm seeing. Yeah, the Whoopie Pie, alternatively called Black Moon Gob, Black and White Bob, or BFO, which stands for Big Fat Oreo or Big Frickin' Oreo.
Big freaking Oreo. Big
Yeah.
fucking Oreo. Do you mean fucking Oreo?
I did mean fucking Oreo.
That's mean. You can't say that. That's actually mean.
That's mean. I know. That's
Yeah.
why I was trying to like swap it out, but.
I might have to lower. Whoops. I might have to lower your volume back down. Unless.
Yeah, I'm loud. I'm loud as heck.
Are you listening to the stream right now?
No, I don't listen to the stream whenever.
Oh.
I do have it pulled up though for chat and to be a participant.
Yeah, because I don't. It doesn't seem to be picking up like the last several streams that we've had. It's been picking up your voice through my headset into my mic for some reason.
Oh.
It seems fine now, so I'm gonna lower your in OBS volume down. I had it raised because of when Willow was on, I had to adjust it. The audio levels were fucked on that Resident Evil stream. I'm gonna have to work on them.
I thought it was all right, but there was some stuff going on.
The game was I like how loud the game was. Honestly, it's not something I would typically have done, that loud of a game, but because it's a horror game, I think it actually kind of works, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But it's just the fact that she was so much quieter than me. I felt bad in retrospect because I couldn't really. I thought, I don't know. I have to figure out the volume levels in OBS because it does not tell me what it's like, you know.
And then we can after as a bonus content stream, we can swap this over to the alignment chart and rank everyone on the alignment chart.
So are you seeing the capture on
Discord
now?
No, I'm seeing it.
The alignment chart. I don't think they'll all even fit. So did you check this out at all?
No, I wanted it to be a surprise.
A surprise. So I've definitely sent all my friends like a handful of the bubbles because as I was working on them, I think a few of them didn't come out as great as I would have liked, but most of them came out very nicely. So we'll just start here. We'll just start with the first one. How about I'll put him in C so we could discuss it. What do you think of Paper Mario?
All right. Hopping right in. Okay, so what is... Just give me the rundown. What is this in relation to? This is just like flat out Dream... Is this Dream DLC for Ultimate? Or this is a new game that's coming out? So this is the roster.
This is for a new game. So my theory is like we'll get... Or my dream, I guess. Not theory. My dream is that we would get Super Smash Ultimate Deluxe. It's a terrible name, but you know what I mean, the premise of Super Smash Ultimate Deluxe, where we get the entire game basically ported over to the next console, and then they just keep adding more characters to it. And let's just say we get this pipe dream wish where it's like any character that you fucking want can possibly be in it. So that's what I'm talking.
All right.
Like, do you want me to? We could probably go over the tiers also, like what they would mean. For me, I think S tier is very similar to when Banjo was added, and it made me genuinely emotional when like I heard that he was in. I got like anxiety that day because I was at work and Sophia was like, "Banjo's in Smash," and I was like, Is this a prank? Am I being pranked right now? And I couldn't, because I was at work, I couldn't watch I like quickly pulled up the video and I was like, well, this is my Banjo reveal, I guess. It gave me genuine anxiety at work. It was that exciting for me. But yeah, A would just be like, obviously they would be very cool to be added. C is just like middle. So I think just great, good, middle. Can you see my mouse on Discord? Probably not.
Yeah, I can.
Oh, you can? Okay.
Yeah.
So good, great, good, middle, and then just like I don't really care, I guess, if they're added or not, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And then E is my definition of like just really bad.
Actively just like no.
Yeah, just absolutely not. I don't want to add like an extra tier that's just like shit, garbage, fart, gas. I don't want to be like that mean to people's characters, but like, yeah. There's also obviously don't know them if we don't know the character. I don't know if any of them will be in there for me personally.
There's definitely probably going to be a few for me, just because you play more games than me. But.
Yeah, or at least I know of more games. I'd say my catalog, a lot of it comes from either like looking up video game trivia or like from watching videos of like top 10 this sort of game or this moment in the game. So yeah, you probably know a lot more about Paper Mario than I do. I just know that he's a flat boy, and I know that he has extendo arms in that one game.
Oh, and no, I think that's Origami King. Yeah.
Yeah, Origami King.
Now, there's many iterations of Paper Mario and many iterations of Mario and Luigi, which I also see down there. So I'm probably just going to. This is Paper Mario, all games gone up into one?
So I think the way that they would do it is they would have like moves that represent each game, basically. Like maybe the specials are a reference to different like characters or something. And like kind of maybe like a similar thing that they did with Ness. You know how each of his moves are kind of from other characters from his game, so that they all have sort of representation in that way. I just don't know how much variety he has in his own personal moveset in the games to justify, him having his own.
Yeah, no, because it's like you get 2 buttons. I guess you have your star power and everything. Like there is a solo Paper Mario moveset that you can do. He would be a lot cooler with his gimmicks from all the from his companions.
Do you think then it would be kind of hard to pick which companions to like represent? Do you think that's a challenge they'd land on?
No, but just because some companions are like, I don't see them having like the Goombas, because the Goombas a lot of the time are just kind of like like, I think the Goombas in all of the games do tattle. Like it's a gather information thing. Maybe save it for like a taunt or something.
Really?
But with like all of the like smash moves in the game, you have your upside, your up smash, side smash, like all of those. You have a bunch of moves that you can just wedge a bunch of things into. That could make him very cool. Even though
if they do have similar attacks, like the characters of the same like species or whatever, maybe what they could do is different costumes could have different companions. Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, the companions were really only for the first 2 games.
Oh, right.
Not as Super Paper Mario has companions
they
as well. So
they had them in Origami
games.
King, didn't they?
I think they were just kind of like dumbed down a little bit, but yeah, I think so.
They tried. I think
they tried. They tried.
They gave it a good old-fashioned try.
Yeah.
So do you? I think that maybe the recent remake that they got for Paper Mario, maybe that could. Maybe that
if
means
it is
that
solo,
it would be
TTYD,
more realistic. Yeah. They could probably. It makes more sense now that they would pull from that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I would say like solo TTYD would be like high A tier. But if it's just like we are General Paper Mario, there's already 2 Marios in the game already.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
I would probably place them around like a higher B tier.
I think B tier feels right, because I think the way that the Smash team does things is they like to represent like a broad scale of things with characters like this.
Yeah.
So I think that maybe for the most part they would do TTYD, but they would also they'd squeeze in some other stuff too.
Oh yeah.
Okay, how about Vivian? I don't know anything about like what a Vivian moveset would look like. Isn't there like a ROM hack or whatever, or like a mod that we played that had Vivian as a fighter? Is that true?
I don't think so.
She was just an alt for Gino, wasn't she? I think that's what
it was something like that. I do really like Vivian.
Yeah.
In Paper Mario, I believe you can only upgrade her. You can only upgrade companions twice, I think, which grants them 1 new move each. You have like 4 moves to pull from for a full set.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem. It'd be very cool to see them in there. It's just they would have to do a lot of extra leg room. I think it would be cool to see them in, but it wouldn't be like an exciting thing. So it is definitely around that.
You wouldn't be hyped? You wouldn't be hyped? You don't think personally?
I would be glad. It's because it's like, oh yeah, it's like Incineroar getting in, but Incineroar has this like long list of moves to pull from and everything. But it's like, oh, they're putting Vivian in. What are they gonna do to her? what are they gonna do to Vivian? It's more of a knot in my stomach than a flutter in my heart.
Okay, I see that. I'll probably keep her in C then. That's kind of sad to hear, because I thought people had Vivian like on their wish lists. But I guess you're right. Vivian, if there's not much of a move set to really like pull from. It's just kind of sad to see. This seems like a character that would have fit so fucking well in like Melee or something. Well, back when back in the earlier games when they were just like, let's give them a moveset based on what they look like they would do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, so like at this point it just wouldn't hit the same as the other fighters. I see what you're saying. Now let me give you a little reason why I think that Mario and Luigi should be in. I want to see them fight Sephiroth.
That would be awesome.
That would be really cool. I do think that we need more duo fighters. I think that it's a gimmick that we only have like a few of, and they are done very uniquely from each other, but I feel like there's still more that you could do with it, right?
Yeah, because what it's like Ice Climbers and Rosalina.
Yeah, Ice Climbers, Rosalina, and I mean technically Duck Hunt is that's a trio. When you really think about it, that's a trio.
That's a cat because you're part of it, but that's like, what would that? I'd have to look up here.
So
like saying,
so have you played the Mario and Luigi games?
Yeah, I've played most of them.
I think that I think they have some pretty good moveset potential.
No, I also minimum B. I would place an A though. I think that is
that.
I
yeah,
think
that's exactly what I was thinking. I think it would be sick. I think that it would definitely be pretty weird having them all like on a roster that already has Mario and Luigi as separate characters. That would be the hardest part for them to do. But I think that for me, that makes it even more exciting. But also they'd just have to do them like in a different style, right? They'd look more two-dimensional, I think.
Yeah.
It would definitely be very strange, but I would not be opposed if I saw it. It's just not... It's one of those ones where it's not realistic for them to do, but it would be very cool if they tried their hand at it. You know?
Yeah.
Did you look up the thing that you were gonna look up?
Oh, I was just looking up the roster just to kind of fight because I was like, because Duck Hunt, he is 2 characters, but you are controlling a single entity. I would not call him a combination fighter.
I don't know. I'd argue that they're a trio because it's like, but it's not like a gameplay wise. It does feel like one fighter, but as a character, it's like cool to say that it's a trio because it's like the dog, the duck, and then whoever's controlling the zapper off screen. It's just one of those. It's one of those little trivia sort of things that I like to mention. Like gameplay wise, it's definitely not even close to being like actually a duo or a trio. So what do you think of Geno? Do you know?
I have never played Super Mario
still don't
RPG.
know shit about Geno. I don't know how. I don't know if I would. This is gonna be a really tough one for me because he would be so cool. I think he would be awesome. And I do think that there's like stage potential too. Like there's the Bowser's Castle with the sword going through the top of it. That would be a really sick backdrop. I think the art style would be sick to like find a way to represent in the game because it has like this. It's kind of claymation-y a little bit, sort of. Because it's like it's a late SNES game, so they were toying with 3D a little bit. I think it looks cool. I don't know what I can really say about Geno though that hasn't been said, and I don't know how to really justify pushing him up to an S.
I think that his potential in S is not there for me. People have wanted him for so long, over 20 years now, and he's just been like the most hyped up character. Geno's coming out in this one. Geno's coming out in this one.
Yeah.
He isn't, and he's not coming out in the next one or the one after that. He has. If they show him, it's just going to be like, oh, finally. It's never going to be like this. I'm getting emotional.
It's one of those things where it's been so long that it's not. It won't even be like. It won't be hyped. It'll just be like. It'll be like when Ridley was added. It's like when Ridley was added.
Exactly.
It's just like, yeah, that just was gonna happen. Like it was supposed to happen, sort of thing. I do think that I would definitely personally be pretty excited. So that's why I'd put him in A because I'd love to play as him.
Yeah, he's just a chill guy.
So Birdo. This is a toughie.
Birdo. This is a toughie.
This is a toughie because it does have a similar thing to Geno, where it's like she's such a retro character that it would just be like, yeah, okay, that makes sense to be in the game. I don't know if I would. I have reacted to Birdo being added to stuff before, and I wasn't like really emotional. I wasn't like crying or anything over it. Banjo was the only character that had me like almost fucking crying. But I think for Birdo, it's just like she should be in Smash, but it's a Mario character, so I feel like at this point it makes sense for basically any Mario character to be added to Smash. You know what I mean? Like most of them, it's just like, yeah, that it was just a matter of time, sort of thing. Which I guess we could say the same about Waluigi. Very similar vibe with Waluigi. Personally, I would be happy to see Birdo, and I would be sad to see Birdo as like an Echo Fighter because that doesn't make any fucking sense.
Yeah,
but I think that's kind of why they haven't added her, because they're probably like, it would be kind of vaguely similar to Yoshi, but not enough.
Yeah, it'd be Isabelle, because Isabelle isn't an Echo Fighter.
Yeah,
she's just villager.
Yeah, that's true. It would be very similar to that. Where would Red Lad be on this list?
Where would Red Lad? Wait, which one's Red Lad? Probably below E.
What?
Don't
No,
know
don't.
them. Don't know them.
Below E. What are you talking about?
Don't know them. No.
They go in A. Come on. That's a high A tier.
They go in at least A. Yeah.
I think Birdo's.
After careful reconsideration.
You thought about it? Lower E or upper A? That's a toughie. No, Koopa. I was thinking long and hard about adding Koopa because it seems stupid, but then I was like, you have all the different sorts of like Koopas and shells that you can use for the moveset. Like the final smash could be a blue shell. That'd be kind of sick.
Yeah, but I mean that's already an item. All of the things that Koopas are in the game already.
That's true.
And just imagine, not because it wouldn't go down like this. They'd leave it for a better character, of course. But imagine it coming out in like a long list of like 5 fighters, and they're finally getting to the 5th one, and they open up and it's Koopa. And it's Koopa? Like,
I really no, I don't. I feel like they would just kind of drop them alongside a more hype character. Like it would be like
it'd be like once they announce
drop.
Yeah, it's a pre-order bonus, like what they did with Piranha Plant. That's what it feels like. It's just like, okay, this is cool.
That's what the like it would be like I feel like it would be like a base roster, or you're right, like a pre-order bonus sort of thing.
I would leave it in C. I wouldn't go down. Maybe
because it would be cool.
D,
I feel like it would be cool to see.
It'd be cool to see somebody finally getting in, but yet again, there's just so much.
Yeah,
I think that C is a pretty good place. Ashley, let's go.
Ashley.
Now, I just want to see Ashley. I think that'd be cool. I don't think.
Would you be excited?
I would be excited. Especially,
you think that you would,
it feels like they should have. No. Probably not. I think it would have to be in A. I wouldn't put it in S. Just because if I knocked Paper Mario and Vivian down so much, then I'm gonna have to knock Ashley down because like she's not even from like a combat oriented game.
Yeah, that
what
would
are
be
they going
hard.
to do for her?
That would be kind of hard to. I'm kind of. Is there much for Birdo though?
Oh yeah. Sure.
I'm thinking, but it feels rude to me for my like most wanted characters to both be an A tier, and then yours are like down in B and like C and shit. You know what I mean? But my idea for a Birdo fighter would involve like Shy Guys. I think Shy Guys are really like cool incorporation. That
lean into like Super Mario Brothers 2. Like she's got like a bunch of Shy Guy attack she can do. It just seems like they could give her some pretty unique things. With Birdo, not
I don't
Ashley.
know. Yeah, no, I'm just trying to think about Ashley now, but like, I guess what you could do. No, you know what? I feel like I can see this kind of, but I don't know if it's exactly what you would want for her as a character. You would have to pull some micro games from her, her genre of micro games.
Yeah,
so her moveset would be based
with
off
9-volt. Which is coming up next. I feel like that would be like his entire gimmick, because 9-volt is like the whole thing is like he's the little gamer. He's doing the micro games.
He's a video game boy.
He is the video game. Like it would be like all mini game stuff.
Yeah. What I'm kind of having a hard time seeing is like, how do you use the micro games for a moveset? They didn't even bother with Wario. They were like, we'll just give him the outfit, that'll be enough. And his bike that he doesn't even use in a micro game. He probably does. Don't quote me on that. But like you get,
I think that's just like that's his main mode of transportation in the WarioWare games is his bike.
Yeah, it is a very lame one thing to reference though. Out of all the WarioWare stuff they could have used for his moveset.
Yeah, like a side B. Most of the time, your side B is like a burst attack, like a really quick thing. They could have done like his side charge super easily, and they just gave him his bike.
That's probably the problem with WarioWare is there's way too many micro games to work with. So it's I don't know if there's particularly even like fan favorite micro games. They're all just kind of like there, and they're all equally enjoyable for people because it's like that sort of thing.
I see you slowly moving 9-volt up. He would be lower than B for me.
You think he would be lower than B?
Yeah, because if he popped up, it's just kind of like, okay. It's like,
yeah. You know,
honestly,
right.
you put Ashley in 9-volt. 9-volt isn't even like my top 10 WarioWare characters that I would put in to be considered for Smash.
Do you think he's going in D?
I do.
Do you think there's anyone else going in D? I don't know. I feel like Koopa is. I feel like
Maybe.
Koopa could be fine in D.
I feel like you were arguing for Koopa though. I was ready to put him in E. Koopa is. I would be disappointed if he was not given to me for free. I would not pay for Koopa.
We'll put him. All right, this is just D. D makes sense because I was thinking C the whole time, and I was arguing for C, and I think it's not fair that I didn't give you like your little bit. So I think D works for Koopa. And Ashley. Maybe we can come back to Ashley and see how we feel about it later.
All right.
What about Waluigi?
I feel like
For
Waluigi.
For me, the only reason why I would want to see him in is just to fill out the bros. You know, you got Mario, Luigi, and then Wario and Waluigi. That's the one and only reason why I would even care. So for me, it would be, I would personally probably say C or D.
I'm okay with C. I feel like he's also been in like that exact same area
You think
as
it's a
like
Koopa
Geno.
Sitch? Oh, Geno.
No,
Okay.
I don't think it's a Koopa Sitch.
But I don't know. I don't understand what it is about Waluigi that people want so badly. It kind of just seems like people who vaguely know about Mario games, they're like, put Waluigi and he's funny, haha. I think
it's just. I think it is that the first point you made, where it's just like there's already 3 of the 4, like main guys. Just put the 4th one in.
Yeah. What about Wapeach? How we feeling about Wapeach?
Don't know them. Wapeach isn't even real. She has.
Here's my argument. Here's my argument for Wapeach. I want Wapeach to be in something really, really badly. I want her to be real so badly. Because it's not like it was a fan-made concept. It was official concept art that just never ended up being a thing because Daisy had to take the fucking limelight. Yeah. I think that Wapeach should be in something, and if she was in Smash, I would be mildly excited. Obviously, it would be a completely made-up moveset and probably involving her axe and maybe a tennis racket.
I could see maybe them putting in her hat as a Mii costume, as just being like, hey, this guy leaked here. Don't ask us about this again, please.
I definitely. It's really sad that they clearly did not want Wapeach to become a thing that people knew about, because as soon as they caught wind of that person posting the Instagram photo of her, they were like, "Yeah, snipe him, please."
Yeah, they executed that guy.
They really just did.
Yeah.
So I think that Nintendo are cowards. I think that they should accept that this is a good character design And they should put her in something, probably not Smash Brothers realistically, but I'm coping with this. This is my copium pick, and I think B tier is a good spot for my copium pick of Wappeach. If it were me, I would say put her in the next Princess Peach game. It's perfect. It would be perfect.
Yeah.
So how about Dixie Kong, though? What do you think of Dixie Kong? If this does, honestly, kind of feels like a similar thing where, like, Diddy's in there. Just throw Dixie in there, too. At least for me. I don't really have much of a personal connection to the character. I'm more connected to Lanky Kong because he's really freaking funny.
I couldn't care less about Dixie Kong.
How about
I think
D for Dixie Kong?
D for Dixie Kong. Good one.
Good one. Funky Kong is cool as shit. The only problem is he would literally be OP. He would actually just be OP.
There isn't. I just he's perfect. The only problem is it doesn't, because.
Are you gonna say he looks too much like Donkey Kong?
That is exactly. I was like, just give him the skin. Just give him a skin. It's literally just the same thing.
No, he would have a way different moveset. He's sold guns before. He can shoot people with a gun. He can have a coconut gun attack.
He could.
And he could have a surfing attack, or like that could be his way of. He'd be one of the fastest characters because he'd go around on like a surfboard.
Oh yeah, and since he with funky mode.
Yep.
If you fell off, he would just ride a big wave back to the top of the stage.
They would not do that. They would not do that. That's why he goes in beer instead
Super
of air.
Smash Brothers Super Ultimate Edition now with funky mode.
Now with funky mode.
Yeah.
That's like Nabbit. That's like playing as Nabbit basically, but in Smash Brothers. That's sickening. I really hope that he's allowed in the online play. That would just be so fucked up.
E tier.
Really?
Can't even jump in this platform fighter.
Can you explain to me why people like want him? At least.
Do they?
Is that
like a popular opinion?
I think literally just because this is the Toad, right? This is the classic one, his job is just captain now. Like he's doing things because once
you gain title of captain, you can no longer jump.
There's no Red Toad in Super Mario Wonder, other than Captain Toad. You cannot play as a Red Toad, but Captain Toad is a Red Toad. I think that he's just gone on to be a non-jumping treasure explorer or whatever the fuck.
Cool, and he can stay doing that.
That's so sad.
Now, I know about Klonoa, but I don't know anything about Klonoa.
I'm gonna be real with you. I played some Klonoa. I don't remember what he does though. He just picks people up.
Looks like
I think he just picks enemies up.
He's got a Pac-Man hat.
He does, and it's very stylish and cool.
Yeah.
For style points, I don't want to put him too low, but I think all I remember doing when playing his game was picking up enemies and throwing them at each other. I think that's basically what he does. I don't know if there's much else to it. I don't know if he has like I don't know if he even has like a Final Smash potential sort of thing.
He Klonoas you to death.
He does. He Klonoas you to death with that ring in his hand. That ring looks sick though.
It does look sick.
What about Croc?
Croc.
What do you feel on Croc?
From Croc?
Yeah, from Croc. Of course. With his single tooth. I didn't even notice he had a single tooth until I was watching a video of someone like talking about Croc, and they were like, "Yes, he has a single tooth because what kind of crocodile has a single tooth?" And I was like, I didn't even know he had one spiky tooth. That's very funny. The only reason I added him here. Yeah, the only reason I added him here. Well, there are a few reasons, but the main one is because he has like a remaster that got announced recently, apparently.
Oh, okay.
And his game was originally meant to be a Yoshi game, and it just didn't end up being that. So I think that would be a cool way to like connect him back to his roots, kind of.
Yeah, no, that'd be neat, but I don't know enough about him to weigh in too much on this one.
Sorry, I was drinking some water. I do think I would feel bad just leaving him in C. I do think I would feel bad about that. Because it would be neat. Like you said, it would be neat. I just don't know if he has the moveset potential either. I think all he does is jump and collect things.
Okay.
And that's it. I don't know if he even attacks.
I mean, Pac-Man's in Smash.
You are right about that, actually. You are so fucking right. But Pac-Man has 3D platformers where he actually does shit. So
yeah.
Croc is originally from a 3D platformer, and he doesn't really even do shit in it.
Pac-Man is so much cooler than Croc.
That's why he's above Toad, though. At least he could jump.
Yeah. The E is the literally cannot jump tier.
Yeah, that's... I feel good about that, actually. Unless a character comes along where I want to throw him in there, but... That seems reasonable. So Bubsy obviously is going to be pretty high, right?
Bubsy is around there.
What could Bubsy do? I don't think I would be... I'd be so confused.
He's like Cat Mario.
I think C is a really good place for Bubsy because I would
C
definitely
Cat.
I definitely would feel something if he was added. I'd be so fucking confused. I'd be so lost and confused.
Why
did
they get this in here?
I think that if there was a Nintendo Direct and we got a Bubsy announcement in it, I think that I would then and there, obviously I'd watch through the rest of the Direct, and then I would probably turn off my computer. I'd place down my phone next to my computer, and I'd just walk away and do something else for a little bit. It would require some heavy reflection.
Yeah. So, C tier. Yeah.
Yeah, that seems right. Peppino Spaghetti Meatball.
Peppercini. I think he's pretty cool. I still haven't played his games.
He's very cool. I still haven't played his game either, but I do have it on Steam.
On Steam.com?
On Steam.com. I don't know what he would... I guess, yeah. I've seen a thing where he has a suit of armor and he just slides forward. That would be a cool, like, side special, I think. So I definitely think there are things like that he could for sure do. I do feel kind of good about B tier, actually, because I feel like I'd be equally hyped if Funky Kong was added as I would be if Peppino was added. They'd both just be batshit insane, and it would be awesome, you know?
I would like to see him, and I think that'd be a very cool thing to do.
Very, very cool. What about Crash? Little Crash Bandicoot.
I think Crash is pretty up there.
He's quite up there. I would agree. So, what is your personal experience with Crash? I guess that's very important for the S tier versus A tier difference.
I played I think I played Mind Over Mutant on the DS like 2 or 3 times.
That's random. That is very random.
So that's about all I have on him. But he would be cool though.
Should we add a rule for the S tier? Because I know we haven't even been really like thinking about it. But should we each try to have one? I feel like we're pretty safe. I don't know if I don't know if we'll even have that many by the end of this. Like, obviously, there's some that we'd be hyped about, but I think our balance so far has been amazing, actually.
Yeah.
I think Spyro, if I had to pick between Spyro and Crash, I think Spyro would probably be more of an S tier for me. Just because at this point, between them, he's become more of the underdog character. And if he was added, it would be a massive surprise, and I don't think I would believe it.
I mean, I'm cool with Crash being higher if you want to put him up in S. Spyro, I think, is also good for S. I remember Spyro being one of the first games I ever saw being played.
Yes, Spyro is the first game that I...
Though that was the
GameCube
game.
What are you talking about?
What is it?
Spyro?
Is it?
You talking about when he looked weird? Enter the Dragonfly? Is that what you're talking
Enter
about?
the Dragonfly.
Yeah, that... Is that his... I think... No, this is designed from 3. I remember I saw this render and I was like, that is the one I have to use. That is very good. Crash is just a funny guy. At this point, it does also... Oddly, it feels like another character where it's like... He should be in, you know? He should have been in at this point. Oh yeah, Coco. I just kind of threw Coco in for... Because I figured Crash was such a popular pick. It would be... It seemed typical to add Crash. But I thought Coco would be a nice little surprise for people who are actually passionate about Crash, so that they could actually, you know, think about it. For me personally, I do think that she would work as like an alternate or like an alt to Crash, because I feel like her moveset would be basically exactly the same. It would just be, I don't know if they could make her a different height and be on the same spot on the roster,
it's just
or
like
what?
Pichu.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it would just be a different size hitbox, honestly. I don't know if she'd even have like different types of attacks. Also, hello and welcome. Welcome in chat.
Welcome.
Welcome,
Also,
welcome.
I was talking about The Legend of Spyro: A New Beginning.
The Legend
That is
of
the game.
Spyro in the beginning.
Yeah.
The first
That
one that
is
I
the game.
played, apparently the first game that I've played was the first original Spyro. So that's an interesting little fact. That's why he would be in my S for sure. So what we're doing right now is we're just we're picking our personal tiers for a Smash wish list, basically. Because it is around that time of Smash speculation. Because it's around the time of Switch 2 speculation. So usually with a new console comes a new Smash. It might not, but...
I mean, the Switch took
always...
like a year, right? A year to get a new Smash?
Yeah, but the thing is, Sakurai hopped off for his vacation, but I guess he has been working on another game, allegedly. That's what the rumors are, is that he's been working on another game, and that's why he ended his channel when he did.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, but this is a cool concept, but what I want for the next Smash game is like a trimmed down roster with a more stylized look to it.
Oh, yeah, I would love a more stylized look. But the problem with that is, I think Ultimate kind of got it perfect with this as far as style, because the beauty of the roster of Smash Bros. Ultimate, for me at least, is the diversity in the styles. So it would be kind of hard to just like pinpoint like a one style to put onto every character, like especially when you have characters like Snake in the game. How are you gonna make them fit into
but that is
style?
where the thing of just trimming out a whole bunch of it. I I know that Smash Brothers is supposed to be this like collection of
toys, basically.
Yeah, it's like this collection. Ultimate is perfect. It is the perfect Smash Brothers game. That's why if they make another one, they need to change it so like heavily, because if they just bring it out and it's like, okay, we're going to put some more characters in here. Okay, it's just going to get more bloated and bloated. If they keep doing balance patches and everything, it's just going to it's going to keep going up.
I see that, but I also think that, hear me out, it's this simple. Just add Subspace Emissary 2, and then you got yourself just a beautiful new experience.
Yeah, do something with the single player.
Yeah, because World of Light, I guess a lot of people liked World of Light, or at least a lot of people beat World of Light. Personally, I played, I don't know, maybe a few worlds in or whatever, and I got so fucking lost because it's literally just this entire maze of characters, of spirits everywhere.
It's a lot.
Yeah, it definitely is a lot. So I didn't even bother going. And I guess when you beat it, you get to play just whatever song you want in your main menu, and I like the main menu music anyways, so I don't really care about that much. I don't think I added Conquer, but I did wanna maybe eventually add a few more. What I wanted to do was I wanted to just like get a bunch of characters into it and then just put it out and then take a little break, because it took a lot of time to make these icons. It took me like an entire month basically to make all these ones that I made. So I definitely wanted to get like feedback for it if possible, and then maybe work on a few more characters eventually, and maybe in a few months or something. I want to now that people are here, I want to see if I can fix the thing where it picks up your mic.
It's being weird in your mic. Maybe I'm just
a
little bit.
So I'm gonna turn you up, and then I'm gonna turn you down in Discord, and I think that should fix it.
Okay.
I don't know how to turn you down in Discord though. Hold on. Okay, there we go.
Help! I've been muted.
God.
Oh no! Listen to that fake cough. We all know you're faking it.
Fake ass cough. Not even sick. Not even sick, guys. What the hell? It's just reviews. It's all for views. Say stuff?
Say stuff? I'm saying stuff.
Okay, I feel like that's too quiet. Is that the same volume that you've been speaking the whole time? Are you lowering your own volume too?
Yeah, I keep lowering my own volume so that it's just
whisper. Let's just do a whisper stream at some point where they just literally can't hear what we're saying.
It's not ASMR. It's just whispers.
Just
max volume. You cannot hear it.
That would be awesome if we could work the technology so that like it stays the same volume no matter what you turn your own volume at.
Yeah, you can do that. It's pretty easy.
Okay, do we sound the same volume on stream, guys? Because I turn.
It's all the same.
It's all okay. Do you know that, or are you just saying that to make me feel better?
I'm just saying that so you feel
okay.
better.
I guess we're the same volume. That's good. So that's Coco good. Is the last one that I placed down. I do think that C would make sense, just because literally for me it's just another costume for Crash would be perfect.
Yeah, because it's like if they're with the DLC character, or not DLC, with the third-party characters, a lot of the times it does feel like they're only going to add one, and they're going to add Crash. And if Coco got in like before Crash, which they wouldn't, it would be like C or D. It's like, imagine
That would
seeing
be
that.
the weirdest, the wackest shit in the world. Like,
Yeah.
oh, we felt quirky, so we asked them if we could use Coco instead of Crash. Like, what? What are you talking about?
Yeah, it would be like oh, I don't know their names. It'd be like if Min Min got in instead of the blue-haired guy.
No, that was justified because she won the popularity contest in ARMS.
She did. It's just there are two characters on the front of the box of ARMS, and Min Min is neither one of them.
But the other ones are boring as hell.
They are. Min Min is like the only interesting character.
Yeah, she is like... There's things that make her interesting that the other characters just don't have. Like, she works at a ramen shop called I think Nintendo or something. Oh yeah, the clown character is cool too. But
yeah.
I think Min Min was just like the safest pick because the clown character was DLC, I'm pretty sure. Like free DLC, but still DLC. So I think like Min Min just made sense as far as like development for this Smash team. So what about... You don't really know enough about Crash to know about Neo Cortex, do you?
He's got a big head.
I would actually be really fucking excited though if he was. I think I'm keeping him an S. It's stupid, but I think
S is
because
S is good enough.
If he's voice acted, that I would play as him just to hear him like laugh and shit. He's so funny. Crash Bandicoot. He's so fucking silly.
Sackboy.
Sackboy. So this was a popular talking point back in like Brawl days and like I think Smash 4 days.
That was like I was like just getting onto the internet, so I wasn't really.
Oh yeah, I didn't.
I wasn't like super talking.
See,
about,
I didn't go into the Brawl Vault or
around.
anything. Yeah, I saw my brother going into the Brawl Vault a lot to see like all the updates and stuff, and I was like, "What's that?" And he's like, "This is the internet," and I was like, "Whoa!" I saw like Solid Snake on the screen, and I was like, "Who is that? What the fuck's happening?" I didn't fucking know. I was too young at that moment. So Sackboy.
Yeah.
I feel like I feel like I have to put them in Don't Know Them. Because I
never owned a PlayStation.
I do know of Sackboy. I've played a Sackboy game before.
So you know them.
I don't feel qualified to answer this question though. I really don't. It's just something that makes me feel not qualified. Do you feel qualified to answer it?
I have a PlayStation over there. It probably has like maybe 3 hours of runtime. Sackboy, it's not that he is uninteresting. He is meant to be a character you project yourself onto. He just doesn't seem like the character for Smash.
I feel like gameplay wise, it would be very similar to like a Scribblenauts sort of thing, because isn't there like all sorts of stuff that he can pull out of his pocket and like throw at people and shit? Isn't that a thing?
I think he can do like stickers. he can pull stickers out. I remember doing that.
He's basically a Diet Coke Kirby. Yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
I don't know. The people love him. I'd feel bad to just put him down in like.
He's like a Diet Pepsi Kirby.
Diet Pepsi. I'm keeping him there.
Not even good enough for Diet Coke.
What about Astro? From
I don't have a PS5. I have no clue.
Yeah, I might have to throw it down.
I don't even think I've seen anything on Astro.
I watched Arlo talk about something, and he had Astrobot playing on the screen. And that's all that I know about Astrobot, really. I've been seeing some clips here and there by like there's clips of like Vinny saying stuff and then like things happening in the game. And that's it. I feel like you like it because everyone's comparing it to Mario Galaxy. I don't understand why, but it's happening. I do feel like I would be a little bit excited to see him.
It'd just be like a neat thing. I wouldn't mind him.
It would definitely be a neat thing, but it would also kind of feel sad because if this is the first PlayStation or like Sony type rep that we get, it would be kind of sad. You know what I mean? Because his games like represent the entirety of Sony, so it would be kind of a cop out to put him in there. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, we don't need to put Parappa in there. We already have Astro.
Yeah, he's just the rep.
Yeah, just the rep. So it would be who was the last one that we said would be neat, and then we put them somewhere?
Croc, I think.
Yeah. Okay.
I was just kind of like, okay, yeah.
You want to 1v1 me in Smash? We could definitely make plans for that at some point. I don't know how long. I actually don't know how long the stream is gonna be. It might be a while, unless we want to like boom through a few of them. I don't know. Do you know about Penny at all? For Penny's big breakaway?
Penny's big breakaway. What is that? I'm trying to get close enough. I can't even see what it is.
So Penny's big.
No.
I think it's called Penny's Big Breakaway or something like that. It is a game made by the same team who made Sonic Mania, and they just kind of made their own 3D platformer. It looks very nice stylistically, and I think she uses a yo-yo in thin air. She like attaches it to the air and swings from it. It's really sick.
Oh yeah, I've seen stuff on that.
I feel like Peppino and Penny feel like they would belong very nicely together in B tier. I feel like, because it would be so cool to have like a character that uses a yo-yo to like swing around and shit. We got Ness using it for like smash attacks, but he never swings from it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We need some Yo-Noid rep in here. That's what I'm saying.
Noid rep? Now we're talking.
Let's fucking go. Please give Penny like a Yo-Noid alt. That would be sick. Alright. Next is Cat from Gravity Rush. Do you know anything about Gravity Rush?
No, I think probably these next few I'm gonna be out in the gutter.
You're gonna tap out for the next few. So Cat. See, that's a game I would compare to Mario Galaxy for sure. Except you get to control where your gravity is, kinda. Like wherever you point the screen at, and then you press the button, that's where your gravity goes to.
Yeah, really I think I saw you stream them a while ago.
Yeah, it's very cool. And she definitely does have some like specials that you unlock over the course of the game. Like, she can spawn a fucking black hole, like become a black hole, and it like hurts their enemies and stuff. And then she has like this like homing drill kick. I think I want to put her in A, honestly. Like, now that I'm thinking about all this shit,
great. You could definitely do a bunch of stuff with that.
Like, it would be like Sonic's homing attack, except it would be like a kick, like a drill kick. That is awesome. And Raven basically would have just the same moveset.
It's just an echo.
I just threw that one in there for Gravity Rush fans, honestly. So I think I'll just put her down there with Coco. Because I think that she would work as like an alternate costume for Cat, even better than Coco would for Crash, because I think that they have the same size bodies, so and then the differences would be like the little animal companion following them, which wouldn't affect gameplay, and their voices, obviously, because they're different people.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's good. I was thinking of adding some Skullgirls too, honestly. I just didn't get around to it. I don't think I added one.
Give me
definitely.
Big Bang.
What I did was I had like this I had this document from a while ago that I wrote down of a bunch of characters that I wanted in Smash at the time, and I just took the ones that made the most general sense to add. This was meant to be sort of like a little bit of it is for me, like a few of them are for me, obviously, but for the most part, I wanted it to be very general. Like, there's a lot of games that other people really, really enjoy, and I just don't really understand, but I know that they're popular Smash picks, so I just tossed them in here. So Beat from Jet Set Radio.
I have that on Steam. One day that Jet Set Radio just appeared in my library one day, and I still haven't played it.
That's so fucking funny. It's a creepypasta copy of the game. It's not the original. You're gonna be killed if you play that game. Your eyes are gonna start bleeding.
Installing it right now.
So basically, this game, I'm not a professional. I'm not like a genius when it comes to Jet Set Radio. I know that if anything, I want music from Jet Set Radio to be in Smash Brothers, if nothing else is added, because it has some of the best music. Actually one of the ROM hacks that we played of Brawl, I think, had music from it, and I was like, oh fuck yeah, this is sick. It's just the most funky music you can listen to. But the gameplay is I think you're roller skating around, and so that would be kind of fun for mobility, similar to Shadow of the Hedgehog. You'd like just be rollerblading down that would be fast as hell. And you're just like tagging shit with graffiti. So I don't know how that would work into a whole moveset. I definitely would be relatively hyped, I'll say, because it means that music from Jet Set Radio is added. You know what I mean? Yeah,
I would say the music alone is enough to justify it going up a tier.
Yeah, I'll put them both in B. These characters are, I feel like they would have an identical moveset. But it's, yeah, they belong there because I think that it's not like Crash and Coco where Crash is obviously the main character. I think that these two characters are both like, they're deuterotagonists or whatever you call them.
Yeah, it's like, are you a boy or a girl? Are you Don or Nate?
Oh yeah, I also categorized these by like genres, and I had this whole, I wrote down the list of all the characters, and then I was like, how do I want to categorize them? So like there's a group of like the Mario, we went through like the Mario ones, right? And then I made a group of like I don't even fucking remember what the, like, platformers. We went through the platformers already, and now we're going through the like rhythm game characters. Well, actually, we're at the end of the platformers where it melds into rhythm games, which I think is kind of neat that happens.
Into rhythm games, into beat 'em ups, into open world.
Chai, I also don't know much about Chai, so I don't know if I should put him there. Do you know anything about Chai?
Yeah, I love that game.
You played it? You played it already?
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts? Would he be very good? Would
he
be good?
Would. I would, yeah, all of his stuff is like, it's like, if you hit stuff on rhythm, it gives you bonus damage, or
that would be
whatever,
so
but you don't have to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think they would code something like that into Smash?
I think it'd be more like a Sora, like aerial jab or something, where it's just kind of like you could keep hitting it to keep it going.
Yeah.
And it's like it's automatically doing it's automatically doing it on beat. You just kind of have to, you can just mash it if you really wanted to. But yeah, he has a bunch of really cool stuff. I would put him up in probably high A.
High A?
Yeah.
Now that you mention that would be kind of cool to have a fighter that you don't necessarily have to hit the attacks on beat, but if their attacks only happened on beat, that would be a cool detail. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it'd just be,
I don't know if that would be a heavy nerf. Like, would that be a
hard
issue?
Character? Yeah, because it's like,
well,
you have your off beats and your on beats. You just have a whole bunch of stuff that you'd have to
I
keep
feel
in
like
mind.
the compromise would be that they're pretty strong, but it would also be fucked up if like the fucking One Winged Angel is playing and you can just attack every single beat.
Or you go to the environmental sounds.
Yeah, right. You just can't do
Pick their
shit the
chat.
whole time. That's the thing, is it would be like Steve's moveset but on steroids, because they'd have to incorporate him to every single song in the game, and then they would have to be like, okay, in the environmental one he's just strong as hell because you can never attack. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, he'd get stronger the less that you could attack, I think. It would be cool to see like how they decide to incorporate him though. So the unknown from Metal Hellsinger. Do you remember Metal Hellsinger at all?
Yeah, I think one of my humble bundles has Metal Hellsinger.
Did you try it
play
yet?
that. Yeah, not yet.
So I would be pretty hyped to see Metal Hellsinger representation. That's got some like System of a Down music in it and shit. That'd be kind of cool to get into Smash. That would just be weird. That would be a weird thing to happen. She definitely has an interesting moveset. I just don't. I feel like it wouldn't be like. I don't think it would be up there with them for me. The music would be kind of neat, and it would be cool to see. But it's just guns. You know, we have a few gun fighters already.
Yeah, Bayonetta and Joker.
Yeah.
Snake. You got
Snake,
quite a
kinda.
few, actually. Well, I was about to say, I don't think he has an actual gun, but he does have an RPG, and that's
that
cool.
is the weirdest thing. That's back when they were like, we'll add them, but we don't want guns in our game.
Mm-hmm.
And then they were like, Bayonetta's in the game.
Yeah, and they were like, okay, Bayonetta, we're gonna actually buy the rights to Bayonetta, and it's gonna be.
We're actually also we're gonna give a high schooler a gun. Have fun, guys.
Joker, the guy who voices Joker also voices the
announcer,
Master Hand, the announcer.
The Master Hand is not the announcer.
Yes, he is. Master Hand and Crazy Hand are in every single one of the Smash games are voiced by the announcer, because the announcer is the guy who is actually playing with the toys that are fighting, because it's all one big game to him. Because he's the kid that's playing with the toys.
Wait, are you actually legit?
Yes, I'm serious.
They're the same voice every single time?
Yeah. No, I'm fairly confident in that. Because like
That's
his
crazy.
Yeah.
That's awesome. It's kind of awesome. I didn't know that. I feel like I definitely should have known that, and I didn't. Mm-hmm. That's very cool. I think Parappa just belongs up here because
that's just a you thing, yeah. Parappa gets ass.
Here's the thing about Parappa. I also think the R is supposed to be uppercase. I decided not to do that because I think that looks stupid. I think I also didn't know that until after. So, yeah. I think that he definitely has a moveset that would be really silly and very fun. And it doesn't even have to do with rhythm, because you just spam shit in that game anyways. So you can just spam his random attacks like left and right, and it would be fun. It would be good fun. He also has military training and karate training and love training, so he knows what he's doing on the battlefield. How about Hatsune Miku? Do you want them to add Hatsune Miku?
Hatsune Miku? Hatsune Miku isn't a video game character.
Originally, Hatsune Miku was a vocal, like a software.
Yeah, a Vocaloid.
Yeah, so I would argue that a software is comparable to being a video game.
They're not gonna add like Bonzi Buddy.
They could. I'll add Bonzi
Put
Buddy
that in
next
your
time.
list.
I'll put him in S tier and smoke it. We gotta start saying that when we do tier lists.
Smoke it.
Put that in your S tier and smoke it.
Okay.
Where does that, where so you don't think that Hatsune Miku is E tier just because she's not technically
You know what?
a video game character?
Just because my favorite rappers collaborated with Hatsune Miku, I would put her up at least 1. I'd put her up in D tier.
D tier? You wouldn't be the least bit excited. I would be more excited if she was added to Fortnite, because that would make more sense and work well. But I feel like I'd be a little bit.
I'd be intrigued. It would
she's
be
a Sega.
It would be above
She's a
C
Sega-owned
because
character.
I would be like there would be some amount of serotonin released whenever I saw her card.
It would be slightly like Bubsy, but a little bit more pleasant, I think.
Yeah.
Thank you for the follow. Is that Strawberry Appa 09? I think it says.
Oh, that's Megan.
Oh, is it really?
Hi.
Hello.
Yeah.
What's up? I thought she followed me before already. Did she make it alt and then follow me again? Keep making alts.
Yeah, keep making alts.
Yeah, no, I feel like it's like a Bubsy situation where it's like you'd be confused, but also it's Hatsune Miku, so she's cute, so it would be a little bit more charming than Bubsy.
Yeah.
What about Boyfriend from Five Nights at Funkin'?
I think that would put a rage in my heart if I saw.
I would be.
I'm being
so can we agree
serious.
on E? We can agree on E. Thank you.
I would.
I didn't
be upset.
Here's the thing.
Uh-huh.
I put him on here because I know there are a lot of people who like Friday Night Funkin', like way too fucking many.
I never got it. I just don't understand.
It might be the most overrated game of the last whenever it came out.
It's DDR, but like, I guess for
5-year-old.
I was gonna say children, but
children.
I feel like
I don't understand
just
why
go,
all the most
like, oh,
dedicated
yes.
artists are swarming to making like mods of that game, and I really don't understand it. You guys could be making Super Mario. You could be making the coolest Super Mario World ROM hacks right now. You could be making I don't know anything. You could make anything with that talent, but you're like, oh, silly music game instead.
But F instead.
The community is so talented, and that's why I added it on here, but I just really don't see the vision. There were a few songs that I liked when it first came out, but this game at this point feels so fucking old, and it feels like it's been just like it feels like it's been brought back to life like fucking Frankenstein just every single day since it's come out.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's almost been
it's been on life support the whole time.
Yeah, it's been 4 years.
Yeah.
November 1st, 2020.
So how about Scott Pilgrim?
I mean they have like an actual game. I think it would be cool. I really enjoy
My
Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
My justification for it is that his series is very video game inspired. So I think he wouldn't feel really all that out of place. Obviously he would, because he's not originally from a video game. But I made a point to not put too many characters that weren't originally from video games. And I think we went over all of them already. Because I know that a lot of people are like, well, Sakurai said you can't do that. But he also said that Ridley was too big. So who fucking cares?
Exactly.
I also
they also said they weren't going to put anyone invisible in the game, and then they added Sombra. So.
Oh yeah. I also made a point to give him some dimension, because it feels like he's breaking through the fourth wall or whatever.
His sword is
going up through the bubble. So I feel like I'd be pretty hyped.
Cool would be. I'd be like, yeah. And then
I'd be like, hell yeah. What about Ramona
honestly,
Flowers?
for the first time, I might put Ramona just above. I think Scott is cool, but Ramona is so much cooler.
I'm so glad we're on the same page, so it doesn't look like I'm simping on my own here. Because Ramona has a bag that can go through fucking space and shit, doesn't she?
Yeah, no, she's she's
a pocket dimension.
Yeah, she's so much more powerful than Scott.
Yeah, that would be so cool. I would hope. I'd hope that they'd both get announced alongside each other, if anything. But if we got one, I would prefer Ramona to be the one.
Oh yeah, and like with some of the other things, it doesn't really seem possible for them to do that. But that is something that they could do, where it's like, oh, here's Ramona from Scott Pilgrim. Instead of Scott Pilgrim from Scott Pilgrim.
People would be so confused, but I feel like things like that are perfect because it's like, then it gets you to check out that series. And that's kind of the whole point of why companies tend to want their characters in Smash, is so that you'll check out their series. That's the perfect chance for someone to be like, wait, like everyone's talking about this character that wasn't originally from a video game and they're in Smash now. And so that people would then check out Scott Pilgrim. Which I think is a very fun series to check out.
Heck yeah.
What about Ichiban Kasuga? So you don't really know much about the
I do not.
Yakuza games. The only thing that I really know about him is that it's like it's like the first turn-based RPG. Maybe not the first one, but it's like most of the games aren't turn-based RPGs, and his is, and like the whole thing is that it's like meta that it is that because he knows about video games. I don't know if he has like a certain sort of autism where he's like, I'm acting like I'm in a turn-based game. It's kind of cool because apparently his favorite game is Dragon Quest, and so he's like, I'm in Dragon Quest. I think that's a fun concept.
That is neat. Put him in D tier.
Yeah, put him in D tier. You're like, oh, nice rant, but he goes down there with the peasants.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but like, we got Koopa, Dixie, Croc, Ichiban. Just doesn't feel right. He should at least go up. I mean,
I think I'm gonna.
I know absolutely nothing about them. So
yeah, I think I just don't know enough, personally, to really justify putting them anywhere. I do think that it could be funny for him to be in the same game as a Dragon Quest character, because that's apparently canonically his favorite video game is Dragon Quest. So he'd be like, "Whoa, I'm in here with the hero," but that's all the material I have for him. So I'm just gonna keep him down there.
Yeah. Oh.
Juliet from...
I do hate to do this to you. I think I can probably go to Skull Kid before I have to get going.
Okay. So Juliet from Lollipop
Juliet would be cool to see. They wouldn't do that though.
They would not. They probably would not do that. No.
Don't think it's like. And if they did it, it would be like. It would be watered down like Bayonetta.
I don't know. I think that it's really hard to. I feel like she would have a pretty unique moveset, but
No, I'm not saying she would be a watered down Bayonetta. I mean, like her design would. They'd have to chop her up a whole bunch.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah, because
what other characters cut? I mean, they let Samus take some of her clothes off in some of the alternate costumes. So I feel like maybe she wouldn't be that bad.
Yeah, I'm okay.
I do like B tier. I'm not overly passionate about her as a character, but I think that she has some, newfounded relevance. So I thought it would be a topical character to throw on here.
Yeah.
To be, I know nothing about this character, to be honest with you.
I
Do you?
also know nothing about this character, so throw her away. Get her out of
Damn.
here.
That's so sad. I'm sorry to anyone who loves Nier Automata,
Nier.
but I just don't know shit. Kratos would be pretty
Kratos
cool.
from
Are there any
God of War remakes?
either one? I didn't really
Either
specify.
one.
Wouldn't
Yeah.
they be you could work them both in. I
They're
feel like
kind of interchangeable, but
they'd probably do like one, like the base costume is like the new one, and then there's like an alt that looks like the classic one.
yeah.
Kind of like with Cloud.
It's just like if you're so they both have like pretty diverse movesets from each other. So I mean,
Oh, do they really?
Yeah, because it's like the original Kratos has his I haven't played the games, so I don't know what they're actually called, but he has his like the two blades that are attached to his arms that he flings about, and then in the newer games he just has his big axe and shield.
Oh, his axe.
Though though he can get those flaming chains as well in the newer games. So I think it would make sense.
Hear me out. It's like Pyra and Mithra. You can alternate between them.
Okay. No, I could definitely.
That would be kind of.
Do we have a character like that? Because I'm thinking like just a character that changes like just weapons.
They should.
Because we have Byleth who does a bunch of different weapons.
Yeah. Just
but what if
style.
they have two weapons, but then they have two different movesets?
They should have done that. They should have kept. They should have kept Link on the roster, and then just made like a completely different version of Link that just uses a bunch of weapons from Breath of the Wild. That would have worked so well. That would have made a lot more sense, I think. So is C good for Kratos? I think C. How would you feel if they announced Kratos?
I think it's also around that C where it's just kind of like, oh, cool.
Okay.
Wasn't expecting that, cool. But like
That's good.
Yeah, C for
cool. I'm not super duper passionate. I wouldn't feel any sort of like extreme way about it.
Yeah. C for cool, Urbosa, E for you, D for neat.
D for neat, yeah.
Yeah.
So Urbosa, Urbosa would just be awesome. Just completely awesome.
We already have one Gerudo in Smash.
Oh, yeah, we do.
We could always use another.
For sure. Oh, this part's gonna be hard because it has all the champions and then all of their descendants.
Yeah, but it's like
before you leave, is there anyone who you would put in S tier? Because I don't want to be the one hogging all the S tiers. You know, I have so many S tiers now.
Okay. Scroll down. I just gotta. I gotta.
Do I not have a single S tier on here?
There's some good ones. I'm taking them all in. I'm basking.
All right. I remember you said you're not like overly hyped by fighters until you get your hands on them to see how they play.
Yeah.
I think there's got to be a character out there where you're like, that would be so fun.
Yeah, there probably are some characters out there like that.
You're not seeing any?
I don't want to like leave you with nothing.
Well, I mean, I want you to be honest. Yeah, I just want you to be honest. Like Hades characters wouldn't be on there. You don't like Hades at all? Have you played Hades?
Yeah, Hades is cool, but it's like if they got in Smash, I'm not. I don't know if I'd like be so overjoyed. It's just like
because it's Tetra?
Like Tetra would be awesome. Tetra's cool. maybe Tetra Groose probably as well. Because those are both
those are good
very
choices.
Cool.
So you think that those, or are you just saying that so I'd feel better about it?
I'd probably put Tetra in A, but Groose would definitely go in S. Because
I like that. I like that so much. That makes me feel good. I love seeing Groose up there.
Yeah, because Groose is just awesome. I love Groose as a character.
So did you play? Yeah, Groose is. We'll give Groose a little bit more after I ask this, but have you played Tears of the Kingdom? I don't remember.
I've played a little bit. I don't think I ever got into any of the Descendants.
Damn. Okay. Because I just don't remember what Riju does really. Like she shoots arrows, or you shoot arrows that are then struck by lightning. That's what her ability is, I guess. So like she creates this radius around her that when an arrow is shot within it and it hits something or an enemy, then the arrow is like struck by lightning. So I don't know.
That's all right.
Yeah, I just think Urbosa's like raw strength would be really cool to use. The fact that all she has to do is snap and the lightning strikes, I think it's a lot cooler. I do love Riju as a character. She's very cute, and I think B is fine for her. Cause I don't know how hyped I'd be. I don't know. I really don't know who makes sense at this point out of the Zelda games.
Yeah.
What about Daruk? He has the shield. That would be cool. That would be really cool to see him use like the Daruk's protection as his like normal shield.
Yeah. I really like Daruk. Daruk. Yeah, I'd probably put him up in A. His Descendant though.
Oh yeah, Yunobo. He wears like a wrestling costume in the the newer game. And I think you can. I don't fucking remember what his ability is even. You just like throw him, I think.
Very cool. I would put him probably a little bit lower. D. Yeah.
D.
Do not.
Sorry,
like
Yunobo. I think that you should voice Yunobo in some sort of project, but I do think that he's a little bit disappointing. It's D for disappointing.
I love how he looks. I don't know,
every time I hear his voice, I'm just like, this is so Drew core. I don't know how to explain it. He's Drew coded. He really is.
Heck yeah.
Sidon is very tall.
Sidon
but that hasn't stopped anyone before. Cause Samus is like 8 feet tall or some shit too.
Yeah, and Wario's like 10 feet tall.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I don't know. What does he use? Like a sword? Like a fencing
Trident,
sword?
Probably.
A trident?
Yeah, he's one of he's one of them. So,
one of them. I feel like I'd want Yunobo a little bit more than I'd want Sidon.
Yeah.
Because Yunobo would at least be silly. Like Sidon, sure he has a cool design. I like his like little prince outfit. It's very cute, but they don't do much fighting. They do a lot of swimming and not a lot of fighting. So I feel like I'd put Mifa down there too, unless you have any like objections to that.
No. I'm cool with her down in the Garbo tier. Not Garbo. In the D tier. The
D tier. The less than good tier.
Rivali's Gale is now ready. You don't like Rivali?
He's so fucking annoying.
Voiced by Sean Chiplock?
He's such an obnoxious asshole. His moveset. Here's the thing. His moveset would be unique, but I feel like it's like the opposite thing of Neo Cortex, where hearing his voice the whole time would just make me not want him to be in the game. You know what I mean?
Rivali would just be Raster from Rivals, and I don't want that, so I'm okay with him down there.
You're okay with E. How about Tulin? I don't really know shit about Tulin.
I do not know Tulin. Legitimately.
He does. So he does kind of seem like he flies and shoots arrows. I imagine he's the one character that I haven't come across in my playthrough of Tears of the Kingdom yet. But I feel like C tier is fine for him because he seems like he'd be a little shit, and I think that would be funny. Just pull out Tulin, and he's like flying around everywhere, shooting arrows at everyone, and they just don't know what to do with him. That's really funny to me.
Oh yeah.
He'd be a glass cannon, I think.
Love for Tingle to get in.
How much would you love it? Would you actually love it?
It will at least be. He's just a silly character. He's been around forever.
Silly. Would you want his
in some of the maps? I think he's in one map at least.
Would you want his design to be based off of? Oh yeah, he is in one of the maps. Would you want his design to be based off of the one in Hyrule Warriors where he looks kind of like Weird Al Yankovic?
Probably not. Just give me base Tingle. Give me like
Tingle?
Wind Waker Tingle.
Wind Waker Tingle, huh?
Yeah, I think that's.
I can see why you would want that. Oh, would he have an attack where he like drops a fucking Tingle statue on people?
The Tingle statues are only in the randomizer. Those aren't real.
No, they are. There are Tingle statues.
No, they're not.
No. I swear there are. I swear to you there are.
You're probably right then.
I feel stupid if they're not, because you know this is your favorite game, isn't it?
Favorite game in the world. Oh yeah.
God damn it. They are real?
No. Yeah. No.
I'm putting him in A tier because I would not be doing that. You should feel honored. I would not be doing this if you weren't here. But I kind of do see like a vision where you can hit up B and he's like in a balloon state, and you just stay in the balloon state, and like he can do shit up there. Like I feel like that'd be kind of cool. I feel like there's some way that you could do that. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Would that be broken completely? There's no way that would be broken completely, would it? I guess for recovery reasons it would. But maybe it like lasts only a certain amount of time or something.
There are people with even more broken recoveries.
Okay.
I'm not too worried about their recoveries. Their silly little recoveries.
So, have you played Link Between Worlds?
Yeah, a little bit. I know who that is. Ravio.
So Ravio... Ravio would be kind of neat. I think for
What's
me...
Indigo Mask, isn't it? I almost said the Running Man, but that's
the Running Man
game.
Yeah, no, that's yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Isn't it just Link?
Yeah,
he's reverse Link.
Well, it's part of the story is like Ravio is reverse Link, and what's really interesting is that all the characters in Lorule that are like alternates to the ones in Hyrule have like the opposite quality as the one in Hyrule. So Zelda is, wisdom. I think Hilda is foolishness or whatever the fuck, 'cause she's a fool the whole time. Ganon is power, and Yuga, I guess, is like beauty, right? And then Link is very brave, like he's the Triforce of courage, and Ravio is a coward the whole time.
Yeah,
it's really well done. It's really well done. But I think that he does have potential for a moveset. He would act silly, I think, for sure. He would be like a fun little silly character. I think a lot of his moveset would be him pulling something maybe out of a pouch, and it's one of the items that you can rent from him, and he'd like use the different items that you can rent from him, and then maybe just toss them away after. Or like put him back in the bag, probably, because he's he's a capitalist, so he'd want to rent them out again. As for Hilda, I feel like I'd be excited, but also I don't know what they do. for moveset for her.
Mhm.
So C, I think C is a good spot for a lot of the characters who I think should be represented in the game. And there is a way for her. She should have just been like a costume for Zelda. Like they made it Link Between Worlds Zelda. So why is one of her alts not just straight up Hilda? Like they almost did it. It all looks like one of them almost looks like her, but it's not quite there.
Yeah.
Would have been so easy. All right. So, Skull Kid. How do you feel about Skull Kid?
I think it's gotta be S, right?
Skull Kid would be really fucking awesome.
Skull Kid's gotta be S.
Skull Kid. Do you feel that though too? Or
yes.
You don't really know? Do you know enough about Majora's Mask to see that like he'd be really cool to use?
Yes, I have.
You have what?
You asked me if I've seen enough of Majora's Mask. And I said yes, I have.
The only thing that I'm a little bit iffy on about his moveset is I feel like they would pull some of it from Hyrule Warriors, and that kind of feels like cheating a little bit because they gave him laser eyes and he can throw like black holes and shit in that game. I feel like that would be too cool not to let him do in this game, but also it's not like from his original powers, so it's kind of iffy for me, but I'd like to see what they could do with him. He is in Beyond Melee, right? And
yeah,
he's pretty cool in that.
He's sick in that one. Oh, and is that all of the Legend of Zelda characters?
I believe it is, yes.
All right. And I'm gonna go ahead and get going now.
All right. I'll save this and I'll send you it at the end.
Heck yeah.
See what you think. Thanks for joining me. This was cool to have you on.
Oh yeah, that was a very cool stream to be a part of. All right, I'll see you later. Bye bye.
Bye bye. All right, let me leave the call real quick. All right, so next, this is gonna feel weird because I was streaming with him the whole time. So it's now we're getting into it. How's everyone doing? So the last one we did, Skull Kid. I got a lot of S tiers. This is a good reflection point. I wasn't expecting so many B tiers. Like it feels like I feel like a lot of the time when I do tier lists, I get to a point where I start tossing them into a spot that feels comfortable. And I think B tier is usually where I put them. For me, B tier feels like an 80%. And if you go to my letterbox and you see how I rate movies, I'm very similar. I just put 80% out a lot for movies too. Very 80% centric. All right. So Gaius, see, this is a part where I don't really know enough. I don't think. But I do think that it's weird that more people don't talk about the possibility of Gaius being a character. But I think they're so powerful. It'd be kind of hard to actually make that happen. Like, is their strength comparable to like a Skull Kid, or do you think it would be able to be like dumbed down a little bit for a Smash Brothers roster and still feel reasonable? I'll put him in B tier, just because I was just talking about B tier as being my cozy tier, but I do kind of see a vision for it. Like, obviously I don't know much about like a base move set, but I know that of like turning into their their Earthbound form for Final Smash would be really cool to see. Like, I don't even know what that would entail. Like, what would that do? It would just delete the enemy, I guess. Because it's so devastating. It's one of those ones that just kind of deletes them. I do think that... You know, I'm trying to put this in perspective a little bit. I do think I would be actually pretty excited for them. I'd be, you know what? I'd be excited for Gigas because it's one of those things where nobody. It's a first party Nintendo character, right? And from a series that's already represented, but you don't really hear people talking about it that much. So for it to just like happen out of nowhere would be pretty sick. And Porky definitely feels like the more safe choice between the two, because Porky feels like an antagonist role as well, right? And from what I can tell, they have kind of not parallel, they have kind of like perpendicular sort of appearances, because Gigas appears in a particular way in the first game and then changes into the antagonist in the second game. And then Porky, I think, is introduced in the second game, right? And then becomes the antagonistic force in the third game. So they kind of have that going for him, but I think Porky does have the edge a little bit as far as becoming an actual fighter, because he actually is represented in Smash. Like, I think he's a boss in Smash Ultimate even, right? So, you know what? I think because of that, I would be a little less hyped for Porky. I think that it would be like, oh yeah, Porky's been here the whole time anyways. And I kind of know a little bit more about what he might be able to do. Whereas Gigas would be an entire surprise from a game that I should have played a long time ago. In 10, I'm going to put in B, or C, sorry, wrong letter. Same reason as Waluigi. It's another character where it's like, okay, the rest of them are in. That he should just kind of be there because the others are in, right? I'd argue I feel even stronger about Nintendo than I do about Waluigi. I don't know why that is. I guess maybe because he has his own game that isn't Dance Dance Revolution. You know? He's the original, right? First of all, he's the original protagonist for a Mother game. And he's from the first Mother game. So it feels kind of insulting that he hasn't been in since. But I do think that C suits both of them in very different ways. So Marks, I am a big fan of clown characters and like cute characters who are actually like creepy as fuck. So I do have a soft spot. It's very similar to Porky. I similarly don't know much about either of them, and was introduced to them via like Smash Brothers appearances for the most part. But I do think that he has some really interesting moveset potential, and for sure some really good Final Smash potential. And it's honestly kind of surprising that he hasn't been added yet. I guess maybe because he's not like a super recurring character, if he is recurring at all. God damn. Fake coughing again. Bandana D. I think maybe Bandana D for me would be B tier. Because it's another one of those. It's the same thing I just said, literally, about Waluigi and Nintendo, except also we don't have a spear character. I don't think. Like Byleth uses a spear, but it's not all that they use. So I think that Bandana D having a spear that can be thrown and spun around to fly and all that cool shit I think it would just be fun. So it gives him a little boost. I don't want to put him up to A. I really don't want to put him up to A just because the reason why my gut is telling me to put him up to A is because I played a ROM hack where he's a fighter in like a Smash Brawl ROM hack, and he was pretty fun. He's pretty cute and fun to play, but I just can't put him next to like Marks. Oh yeah, I didn't really say much about Tetra. We also didn't come back to Groose at all. Groose is one of my favorite characters in Zelda for sure. I think it's the fact that he has like a whole redemption arc in one game. It's really cool. Like he's just like this stereotypical bully, and then he chases Link, and then he becomes chummy with him, and then he becomes kind of a hero in his own right. It's really cool. I don't know. Maybe he would have like sort of a Rosalina type moveset where it might reference things that you can do in Skyward Sword a little bit. But I definitely think he would use the cannon that he uses against the whatever the fuck it's called. The imprisoned, is that what it's called? That sounds wrong. Let me look it up. I think it is the imprisoned. Yeah, the big just blob of darkness. And then Tetra, I feel like Tetra is just an A here for Drew's sake. For me, I don't see much of a moveset for her just because I really love her as a character, but I don't know what she would do other than having a moveset just entirely inspired by her Hyrule Warriors appearance. Like, that's all I see, really. Next up is Amy Rose. Amy and Rouge Tennis. This is kind of a weird thing because for each new character that we come across, I kind of have to... It kind of feels like I have to rewind my entire brain and then go back to the beginning again because I have to think about who's already represented in that series, if anyone, you know? And all we have is poor old Sonic. And I'd also have to think about how they would represent Amy if they decided to put her in. I think ideally Amy would be an A for me, but I think in the reality that we live in, it would be a... Actually, you know what? Sonic Superstars brought it up. Because I think she does have hammer platforming and shit in that one. I'm just gonna hope that they really lean into that instead of her tarot cards. Because I think in Sonic Frontiers, they leaned into like her tarot cards and whatever. They're like floating around her and she like throws them and shit or whatever. I don't know. I still haven't really played it, but I just remember in Sonic Adventure, playing as Amy Rose was incredible. Because you run... and then you hit the hammer into the ground, and then you go flying up in the air. It's just really satisfying. And I do think that we need a character with a hammer that's not... it's not just like this really heavy mallet. I guess the Ice Climbers are kind of like that. But the way that she carries around the Pico Pico hammer, it makes it look like a toy hammer. It looks so light and everything, you know? For Shadow, you know what? I think Shadow's going in A as well, because I could be cynical right now and say that it would just be a clone of Sonic. It'd just be a clone of Sonic, and you just do all the same shit, and maybe he'd have a different animation for running. But I don't know, after Shadow Generations came out, and apparently it's fire as hell, and after he's gonna be added to the movie, I think that they would give Shadow a little bit more love than just being a clone or a clown. I think that they would actually, I don't know that they would give him a gun necessarily, but they do have abilities of his that they could pull from. And I mean, he has a model in Smash Ultimate already. So they did think of him, you know? Knuckles too, he has a assist trophy. I'm surprised that Amy doesn't have an assist trophy, or Tails. I feel like I'd put Amy in before I would put Shadow, but that's just me. I guess Shadow and Knuckles are both kind of... I think Knuckles would be a weird choice. Would it be B for me though? It would be one of those things where I would be confused. It's not as bad as Bubsy confused, but it's just like Knuckles before like Tails? Knuckles before Shadow? It feels mildly weird. I can't really explain. I feel like even Eggman would make a little bit more sense because people want the more villain characters to be added to the roster. I did play another ROM hack, another Smash Brothers ROM hack where you could play as Knuckles. He's kind of neat, but it's not life changing, I don't think. But Eggman. Thinking about it a little bit, I think Eggman is sitting pretty in B tier for me. It wouldn't confuse me. I'd be like, that makes sense. I know why they did that. That's Eggman from Sonic the Hedgehog. He makes sense to be here. And his moveset would just be him probably dropping badniks all over the place. It's hard for me to envision a moveset for him, really, because he has a lot of mechs that are too big. You can't argue that they're too big, because if you made them smaller, then he'd be a microscopic little man, and that just does not work. So he would have to be just in that thing that he's riding in that picture, in his like little Frieza car, and he'd have to maybe get like a mech arm would come out of it or something, like different things like that. But I think for the most part, he'd drop badniks, and it would be kind of underwhelming and boring. But hey, if you're a Sonic fan, definitely let me know what Eggman could do other than bring his iconic song from Sonic Adventure 2 with him. That would be very good. I would like that a lot. So Ray and Akari from Pokemon Legends Arceus. So this one I am very passionate about. I don't know if I'm S tier passionate about it, but I would like that a lot. I'm just trying to think about this a little bit. I don't know that it'll be life changing, really. Because the ones in S tier for me are ones that they feel really personal, whereas these characters just kind of make sense. So it doesn't feel like a personal gift to me, you know? But I see a moveset where maybe you are playing as like the trainer themselves, and there's some like standard little attacks that you can do. Maybe like a Pikmin situation. You know what? That's a perfect comparison. You fight as maybe the trainer, and you're super, super, super weak, and then you can send out your Pokemon. Like you have obviously probably a 3-team trade out of Pokemon. I don't know if it would be the same thing as the regular Pokemon trainer, where it would be the starters in an evolutionary state going up. But just anything involving the trainer, I think involving the trainer is really what gets me. It's like, that's just cool, you know? It's different. It's unique from the other trainer, while also kind of, it would definitely feel like them still. That's kind of hard to, but like, how would you, I don't know. I'm thinking about this now, and it's like, how are you able to control a Pokemon and the trainer at the same time? And it's kind of escaping me. Maybe it's like a Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong swap out thing, where when you send the Pokemon out, you don't control the trainer anymore, but they can still get hurt, like an Ice Climber sort of situation. That could kind of work, I think. But yeah, those are the most interesting fighters, I think, is when they're thinkers like that, right? Where adding them feels unique, and it feels like there was like a reason why they put so much thought into adding them. And it's like, it's not just another jumpy character that punches sort of thing. They actually have these layers to them. Tom Nook, perfect timing, buddy. Very good timing. Nook and go. Tom Nook was definitely, like, I think before Villager was added, Tom Nook was the character that everyone was like, they should add Animal Crossing to Smash Brothers. Why don't they add Tom Nook? I would be mildly excited. I definitely would have been more hyped to see him than I was for Isabelle, although at the end of the day, I ended up enjoying playing as Isabelle. She's one of my, like, millions of pseudo mains. She's a lot of fun to play as. But as a character, I definitely prefer Tom Nook, just because I'm biased to the best game, which is the original one. And he'd swing his money bags around and shit, you know? And he would, I don't know if he'd have the pocket ability. I feel like his moveset would be even more unique than Isabelle's when compared to Villager, because I don't know if he would pocket things necessarily. Like, maybe he would, but I feel like he has so many other things. Like, he could like pull out different items. Like, he is the one who you get most of the items from. Like, he sells most of the items in the game. So maybe he'd, like, drop items on people, like a ton of different items, or like he'd like pull out an item and use it. He would just be another excuse to extend the reach of, like, representation for things that you can do in Animal Crossing. Because when you think about it, there are a lot of things that you could do in those games. Ring Fit Trainee. This one, honestly, this one's tough. I probably would not really be that hyped for it. I don't know if D feels right. Maybe D, yeah, D for neat. Right? This is our neat tier. I don't. Sorry, I'm just looking at the ones that I added here. Like, maybe Knuckles needs to go D for neat. Knuckles is cool. No, Knuckles is pretty important. I feel like it's justified to not just be neat. Ring Fit Trainee would definitely fill that, because it's another thing. This would be like another joke character type thing. Like, this is straight up Wii Fit Trainer type character. They're definitely more combat based in their own game, so it would translate a lot better. But no one's really gonna be that passionate about them, you know? It's not E tier bad, but I would be pleased to see them. But they're not my first pick, you know? Kairi from Kingdom Hearts. I'm not a huge Kairi fan personally at all. God, I don't know. These, I'm trying to, the other Kingdom Hearts characters feel kind of icky to me to add, because I feel like their movesets would be very similar to Sora's, right? And I don't think I don't think it would be justifiable to add them and still not have like any sort of general Disney representation other than a little you know, keychain dangle thing. So for me, I'm gonna put them down in E tier, because it really just would feel kind of icky. It would feel really icky. I don't even know, they don't even have all the same powers as Sora. Like, Sora can float and shit. They don't feel right, that. So Clive, I added obviously because it's the new Final Fantasy game character. I just don't know shit about him, so he's going there. Barrett, I do know a little bit about these characters, so I guess I'll try. You're not gonna be happy about where I put them because I don't know too much about them and I'm not all that passionate about them. So I'll do what I can. I know he has like a minigun as a hand, right? I don't know much else about his attacks. So I think that C feels kind of right for him, honestly. Just cause like a minigun, I do know that, like, cause Tifa is a fighter, right? She punches people and shit. That's kind of cool, martial artist. She's supposed to be like really strong, right? Like really just physically strong. So maybe for me she'd be C as well. Just because there already are a ton of fighters in Smash that are just martial artists. Right? You got Little Mac, you got like Ryu, you got Terry and Ken. And I just don't know if she'd bring enough to the table to really like be interesting in a roster that has them as well. But again, just like with Sonic fans, any Final Fantasy VII fans who like know something that I don't know here, let me know for sure. I do feel like Aerith definitely has a little bit more intrigue than the other two for me, because she has like a spear-like weapon, doesn't she? I'm gonna look it up real quick. Aerith weapon, and she also died to Sephiroth, and I think it would be funny if she would be able to just beat the shit out of him. Okay, she has like a staff. She doesn't have a I guess she can get like a halberd sort of thing. Yeah, we need a weapon like that, I think, in Smash, but obviously I wouldn't be completely thrilled. Like, I wouldn't be, you know, I wouldn't rock my socks off to have Aerith added. It would make sense. Kimberly from Street Fighter 6. I really don't know. I don't know if I know enough about her moveset, really, to justify putting her anywhere other than don't know them. I just know she has a cool design. She's supposed to be like a graffiti ninja, which I think is a very cool concept. I think I'm going to keep her and don't know them still. I think I'm going to keep her down there still. Just because I don't want to talk her up. Because, like, I know Chun-Li would be sick. We need more fighters who just kick, you know? And I think that she would have made more sense to add other than instead of Ken. But I guess Ken, they said when Ken was added, they were like, he's the OG clone. He's the OG clone fighter. So that was kind of a cute little reason to add him. But it was also it was kind of an excuse to make a character that's basically just Ryu again, I think. Whereas Chun-Li, her design is so fucking good, man. I love the blue, like I've said before. I love the blue of her outfit. And I love the wrist spikes. It just goes so hard. And I did when Smash Speculation was at its height. I remember like Min Min was added, and I was like, damn, it really would have been sick if Chun-Li was added, because then we'd have two like kick fighters, you know, who could go up against each other. Yeah, that would just be a really fun matchup to see, even just animated, someone animating Chun-Li and Min Min fighting, because they're both very kick-centric characters. And Bison, I don't know enough. I don't think I know enough about these characters either, which is kind of weird that I know enough about Chun-Li to add her to the list, but not those ones. But don't judge me. Yoshimitsu. I don't know that I know enough about Yoshimitsu even. I do think that it would be interesting because I guess he was introduced as a Tekken character. This is what I learned. This is what I learned from doing my homework in making this entire thing to begin with. He was originally a Tekken character, and apparently the Yoshimitsu that is in Soul Calibur is not definitively the same exact guy, but they're both very eccentric, weird characters. So I don't know. I do think for me that would just be like a, oh neat. Like it would be extra cool because it's kind of like a double rep, as in like a Soul Calibur rep and a Tekken rep. Especially if they do like an alternate costume deal where they represent both versions of the character. But I also don't really know what his moveset is in Tekken, so maybe he fights really differently in that one, so it wouldn't really work. But you know, based on what I know, I think it's a D tier. Soul Bad Guy. I think that also that would be neat tier for me. I would I feel the same about him as I felt about Terry. Like I've played Guilty Gear before. I was gonna say obviously, but that's not really obvious. Like why would you know that unless I mentioned it before? I've played Guilty Gear before. I'm not good at games like that. Like I've played that one. I've played Blaze Blue. I've played God, I could pull up my Steam and just and list off all the 2D fighters that I wish I was good at. I'm not good at them, but it would very, very similarly to Terry. I probably wouldn't care if he was added, but then I would be like, damn, this guy's fun to play, because then I would just like move the stick around randomly and press A, and he would do cool shit. So that, in retrospect, it would be a fun choice. Oh yeah, Goku. Hey, it's me, Goku. I have a cold, can't you tell? Goku's really hard to really put into perspective in the Smash game. Got it. It actually really, really is. I'm taking a moment. I think that I'm not gonna be mean to him because he's not a video game character, right? But I think it would be neat in a, like, I think it would be B tier, maybe neat. But no, I have to really imagine. Like, let's imagine he was actually he's actually announced. What would that mean for the series at that point? right? That's why I thought that he would be the perfect, like, if Sora wasn't announced. Sora was obviously perfect in his own way for when he was announced, but I think Goku would just be like that on steroids. Just what Sora represented on steroids, basically, because Sora was like, oh, this isn't like, this isn't a fourth party character necessarily. Like, he's a video game character first and foremost, but like, he's mixed between something that isn't a video game originally and something that is a video game originally. So he's like this weird mesh of the worlds, where I think he was the most logical choice to fill the role. But Goku would have been if they were just quitting then and there, right? Just throwing in the towel, like, everyone's been begging for Goku, just put him in, whatever. I was trying to, like, Kamehameha would be cool. And he would have, like, an instant transmission, I think, where then you could attack people quicker. I think that would be kind of dope. I think Goku would be dope. I feel good about B, because it's good, but I'd be excited for the trailer. I'd be excited to see him in the game. But then after that, I'd just be like, okay, well, it's not even our first, like, Toriyama representation. And all he does is, like, punch people and shit. Shoot Kamehamehas. That's cool, I guess. I don't know what his final smash would be. It would be any of his transformations, honestly. Maybe they could work in, like, a transformation system. I don't know. That would be hard to balance, I think. I feel good about B. Like, I was so hyped when Sparking Zero was announced. And I don't think him being added to Smash is comparable to that feeling at all. It's just a completely different thing. Phoenix Wright. Phoenix Wright would be, see, he's in a weird place for me because I'm an outsider when it comes to the Ace Attorney series. I think largely I don't much about it. I've seen tastes of gameplay here and there. I've never sat down and watched like an entire playthrough of a game or anything. I get kind of the premise of what his series is all about, but sorry, excuse me, goddamn. For me, he would be I would not be able to disassociate him from his Marvel vs. Capcom appearance. I just wouldn't be able to. I don't know what they would make his moveset if it wasn't just straight up what he does in that game. You know, I would hope that they would give him something different, because then otherwise it's in this weird gray area where it's like, well, you just kind of stole his moveset, you know? So I don't know, maybe it could work, but I wouldn't be that. I'd be skeptical about it until he was actually added, you know, until he was actually in. Ayumi, I would feel a little bit better about. I don't know what her gameplay would be at all, so I'll keep her in C tier. I still have to play her games, and I think that she would be pretty similar gameplay wise to Phoenix Wright, but she would suit the game a little bit better, and it would feel a little bit more original, because she's a Nintendo original character. She's like a first party character, right? And she was almost added into Melee as a fighter, but maybe not almost. Almost is a strong word. She was considered for Melee, and then Sakurai was like, well, the people in the West don't know who the fuck this is, so I guess not. So she was relegated to just being a trophy in that game. And it's kind of sad what happened to the series, because I don't know if it was popular in Japan, but it didn't have much of a have much more than just like the few games I think that were on the original Famicom, right? So I'm glad that it's getting a little more love more recently. And that's why I think that that's why I added it to the list now, and I probably wouldn't have a few years ago, because they did get the new games. Like, that's the difference between Ayumi and, like, Bubbles or whatever from Clue Land, who was also considered, or, like, Mach Rider, who was also considered for Melee. Maybe they would have cool movesets, but I don't think that they're nearly as on the top of people's minds as Ayumi is right now. And that's not to say that she has as much, like, general reach as she could, but she has definitely more than those other ones. Speaking of retro characters that probably don't belong here, I don't even remember what this category was. It's just, like, eccentric, weird, extra little guys. I think maybe, I don't know. I think puzzle games is what I called this little section here. Or something. Tetramino. Tetramino just kind of does... I don't know if it makes sense per se. But Tetris has a disgustingly small amount of representation in Smash. Like, I don't know if we've ever even gotten a Tetramino trophy so much as, you know? We might have gotten stickers, maybe. I know that the music is in, which is huge, but I definitely think that if Tetris got some representation, I just think that was real cool. You know, I would like that. It would be very quirky. And I think that it would be oddly kind of silly. Like, I don't know. I think I'm bouncing it down to a C tier because I'm selling it to myself that it's a C tier, actually, because I don't know how would you move a Tetris piece from the left side of the field to the right side of the field without it looking just completely stupid. You know, at least Mr. Game & Watch had walk animations in his games, so it makes sense that he can go from like one screen to the next and it looks like walking. For Tetris, for a Tetris block, is that what they're called? Yeah, I guess they're blocks, right? For a Tetris block, I don't know how you would animate it moving from left to right. That's kind of a huge problem, I think. But it would be interesting. It would definitely be interesting to see. Chibi Robo. I'm gonna have to throw him down here with Sackboy because I know that Chibi Robo has been so highly requested that I'm pretty sure he has a Mii Fighter costume or something, right? Like, Chibi Robo is beloved by many, and I just, from what I understand, he can plug himself into the wall. Like, that's the end of the level, is you plug yourself into the wall or something to charge. But what you do is you, like, pick stuff up and move it around or something. I don't know, you do things for your owner. That's why I can't say anything, because I actually don't know. Bomberman would definitely be pretty neat. Bomberman, I feel like Bomberman was probably considered... Bomberman's an assist trophy at this point, right? Is that right? I know that you got a Mii Fighter costume at some point. It was just straight up the same model as the assist trophy, I'm pretty sure. That's crazy that they got... That's Konami, right? I think that's Konami. Bomberman is the first fully modeled downloadable Mii costume in Ultimate to be from a Japanese third-party company and to have multiple color schemes depending on the Mii's favorite color. That's pretty cool. I think he could work. I have played a ROM hack with him as a playable fighter in it. So I definitely know that he could work. I just don't think that he would be nearly as you know, badasses seeing them incorporate like Ramona Flowers or like Marks, for example. I think that those would be a lot more cool to witness than Bomberman, but I would definitely be like, hell yeah, Bombermans are eating. That's what you call Bomberman fans. Bombermans are eating. Katamari, let me think. The Prince. I put Katamari Prince because the way that I was doing them was I was trying to do their name, and then I was trying to, in parentheses, put the series, but for him and for Parappa, they just had too long of names and everything that the best I could do was Katamari Prince. I'm sorry, y'all. Welcome to the chat, Zen. How's it going? Do you have any opinions about Katamari Prince? I think that it would be interesting. It's not in a place like the Tetramino where I can't see how they would animate it going from left to right. It would definitely be a very unique sitch for sure, because it's like this little guy that rolls up a big ball. I don't know what he would roll up into the ball is the problem. And you know, that's a huge part of the thing, right? Is rolling the ball. You think the Prince of All Cosmos would work better as an assist trophy? Yeah, you know what? You're right. You're so smart about that. So what would that mean for him as a fighter? If they could do it... I'm just trying to put myself in the mindset of like, if... Like, I don't have to worry about how he would work. I'm just seeing him in an announcement trailer, you know? And I'm just feeling what I feel about it. I think that I would be mildly excited, because that means... I don't know if we have Katamari music in Smash yet, but that would be sick. What do you mean you don't know Sackboy? I don't know enough about Sackboy. That's why he's down there. It's similar to... Like, I obviously know the Street Fighter characters. I know what they are. I mean, I added all these characters, so I know what they're from. I know who they are, but I don't know enough about them to, like, really think about how I'd feel if they were added, you know? And I don't want to be mean just because I don't know enough about them. I think that I'd be mildly excited for Katamari Prince. Because the art style also is very nice. So the stage would also be very, very, very nice. Next up is Sakuna of Rice and Ruin. This... I would... Let me think about this for a second. Would this... So, interesting little fact. We're going through now the characters that have some sort of representation in Smash already. Like, that's a category I made. I think it started with Ayumi, then we had Tetramino, and then Bomberman, and then apparently Katamari, I think, has songs already in Smash, or some sort of maybe spirits or something. I definitely think that it could use more. Sakuna, believe it or not, does have representation already in Smash. It was one of the later added free DLC things. It was just a spirit though, so it's not much at all. But I was actually really excited for that, because that was a game that I found on my own, and I do really highly recommend you try it. I don't know, like, what the caveat to that is, like, oh, if you like this sort of game, you know what I mean? Because half of it is literal farming simulator. Like, half of it is you're just planting rice, and it's very tedious, extremely tedious. And the other half of the gameplay is like it's like a Metroidvania sort of thing. So I just think that there are so many farming games, and I think that she would probably be the easiest to implement in the game. Like, I don't know how the farming aspect of it would would be properly implemented, especially with how tedious it is in her game. I don't know if they could properly represent that, but if they found a way, the game, the art style of the game is just so beautiful that I kind of need to see it in Smash Brothers, to be honest. Yeah, Shantae would be sick. But I'm just gonna keep her an A because for me, the perfect Shantae moveset would be the one from Pirate's Curse. And I don't think that they would use that because her moveset is ever changing. Right, there's some games where she transforms into animals. I don't know if she does that in all games. I don't know, I thought I played pretty well through Pirate's Curse, and I don't think that she did have animal transformations in that one, but I think for the most part that's a pretty central part of her arsenal, right? But she had, in that game, she had like a blunderbuss, is it called? She had a blunderbuss as a weapon, which would be a perfect, like, special, you know? And then she had, like a parachute sort of thing, which might be a good recovery. I don't know. I gotta get back to playing that. I just know that if we were talking right after that game came out, and I had played it, she would probably be S tier. But I have to bump her down because she would not have the moveset that I envisioned for her, you know? Cuphead. Where's Cuphead going? So I don't know. It would be funny if I put him in Don't Know Them, because I literally only used his pea shooter the whole time. But I think it... I just don't know how they would be represented well. I'll put them up in B for similar reason as the Prince, because if they're able to find a way to implement Cuphead into the roster in a way that feels both natural and a good way to represent him, then I would be all for it. But also, I don't really see the vision for like an entire moveset for him, and I feel like it would, I don't know, I feel like so much of the identity of Cuphead is the bosses, and I don't know how you would really do that in a... I mean, maybe what you could do is, for example, like let's say he pulls like the dragon out of nowhere, and it's like a tiny version of the dragon, and he just like shoots fire, and then he just puts them back. Like that sort of thing could be cool, but I feel like that would be kind of tacky a little bit too. I'd be all for it, like just pulling out the bosses out of his pocket or whatever, or out of his cup, and then just using them as little attacks. That'd be kind of sick. In fact, I don't know if it's A-sick. It might be A-sick. You know what? I'm in the pipe dream already anyways. Like, there's some characters up here that I came up with the crazy weird movesets like that, like Tingle and shit. He's up there. He'll go up there for that. Rayman. I think Rayman's kind of a shoo-in too, honestly. And assuming that they use one of his more retro designs instead of his, you know what, they would. I think they would. I see it. Yeah, I for sure see it. So Rayman is also a very important character to me. Because I remember playing the first game when I was a kid. And I was so obsessed with that game that I think I started to get scratches in the disc by playing it so much. Probably from playing the same level over and over. Like, it's burning a hole in that one part of the disc, probably. And I just remember one day, my brother would always, like, hit the PlayStation as a way to fix it for some reason. Because I guess that was back when technology wasn't as well understood as it is now. And, in general, it was either, like, blowing the cartridge or just, like, fucking whack it a few times and it starts working. But one day, he did that, and then we opened the console, and the disc was in half, and I remember crying for a while after that. Because I loved the first Rayman so much. And I do like the second Rayman, like Rayman 2 design. I didn't really play that. I didn't play anything really other than Rayman 1 for some reason. But I think it's so fun, like his detached limbs. It's just a really fun, silly little concept. And his cute little face. He's a very devious and very inappropriate character. But he's just a silly little guy to me. Still, I don't care. Travis Touchdown. Another character that has some representation already in Smash as a Mii fighter costume. I think I'm gonna have to put him in Don't Know Him, because I actually don't. I'm sure he'd be cool. There's a few, like, there's a little bit I know about him. I think he's like one of those like meta characters where he knows he's in a video game or something, but that's about all I know. Like, those characters are pretty interesting. What's interesting is that they're not put into Smash Brothers more. I feel like there's a lot of meta shit that you could do in Smash Brothers. But they don't really toy with it, and it's kind of respectable in a way. But also, I kind of want to see him do it a little bit. Like, just throw one character in there. That's why I think Skull Kid would be really good, because you could do some kind of meta shit, like have him tear a hole in reality, and it wouldn't be like cringe in your face like Deadpool type meta. It's just kind of like a damn, that just happened sort of meta. Frisk also has some representation, which is why they are where they are. And you might be wondering why I put Frisk instead of Sans. And that's because Sans, I don't really think that Sans has much of a moveset that could be, because he has one boss fight, comparatively at least. I think Frisk has more of a moveset that you could pull from. Like, there's a whole arsenal of weapons. There's a whole crew of characters that you could use as different moves for whatever reason. I think, honestly, as far as raw emotions, like, if we were talking, if these tiers were based off of like how I actually, like, this is the most extreme emotion up here, and then down here is just like literally feel nothing at all, or like feel bitter hatred. I think Sans' announcement would be S tier, because that's the hardest I laughed at an announcement in my entire life. I don't think I laughed at an announcement before or after that. For Sonic, I was too young to really understand what was going on, and for Steve, for some reason I was convinced for most of the announcement that it was Gino, because I heard like this like bone rattling sound, and it's like, is that Gino? And then it was Steve, and I was just dumbfounded that it wasn't Gino. But yeah, I think Frisk doesn't have as much notoriety comically as Sans does. So I think that would be a lower neat for me, I think. Doomslayer. I think it's odd. Doomslayer has a Mii fighter costume, right? That is crazy. That's crazy if true. Yeah, because they added a song too from, I might be just dreaming right now. I swear I'm telling the truth. I don't know really. I don't know See, here's the thing about Doomslayer. I feel like there's not much to really know about his attacks. He just rips things apart and uses chainsaws and like guns and shit. And part of me is tempted to put him in Don't Know Them, just because I don't really understand why people want that so badly to be in Smash Brothers. I don't know how that would really work. It would be like Mortal Kombat type fatality shit. He would work really well in Mortal Kombat. And if he's never been in Mortal Kombat yet, I don't know what they're doing. But like in Smash Brothers, guns, kind of interesting. I'll keep him in C tier just because the unknown is already in C tier, and I put her in here for the same reason. Because like they both do obviously have a few melee weapons that you could use, but I think if you were to represent them in the best possible way, in the most iconic possible way, it just wouldn't mesh well with Smash Brothers, in my opinion. Vault Boy, though. I'm feeling Vault Boy. Definitely don't feel bad about putting him right next to Cuphead, because I have a similar vision for Vault Boy, and I really did not see the vision for Vault Boy at first. I think when he was added as a Mii fighter, I was just like, oh, okay, we got some Fallout representation. I didn't think much of it. I wasn't like, oh, people probably wanted him in. But then when I was making this list and looking through all the characters that are like represented in the series and all the series that could use more characters and everything, I thought about it and I was like, yeah, Vault Boy would be really fun, actually, because he's such a cartoonish character. He would fit so well. And there's this beautiful thing where they could use his cartoon violence as different attacks and shit, and they wouldn't even have to put blood in there. You literally just remove any blood that might have been in the original thing. There's and for context, to anyone who doesn't know, in Fallout, when you level up, you can unlock different perks. And each perk, in some of the games, I don't know if all the games have this, but each perk is typically represented by a little animation or a little picture of Vault Boy in some sort of situation having to do with your perk. So basically what that means is there might be hundreds of different little images and like videos of him doing crazy shit, like dropping nukes on himself and like I don't know, like drinking lead and shit. There's so many different things you can pull from for a moveset, and I think it would be really fun. It would just be a fun character. No one would be upset if you didn't represent the perk that they wanted represented. People would just be happy that he's silly, and I think that is the epitome of a perfect Smash character. Who did I put up here? Because I thought I think Vault Boy might be S for that. I think I'm feeling S for Vault Boy because he's also relevant. So it's like it wouldn't be like me hyping alone. It would be like, damn, like this is a character that so many people know, and it's just cool. It would just be cool. Dragonborn, I'm gonna put in Don't Know Them. I played Skyrim maybe 5 seconds of my life, and it's another one where I don't know. I just really don't know enough. Like Doomslayer, I've definitely seen enough gameplay to know a pretty good idea of most of what he can do. For Dragonborn, I've just seen people swing a sword as him before, and that's it. I guess there are some like abilities where you can scream, like do dragon shouts or whatever. But I do not have the knowledge to know if that would be cool, in my opinion, you know, as a moveset. So, and they also have a Mii Fighter costume, so maybe that's something I should look into. Lloyd Irving. The sword fighter is going to be tough for me. I think that Lloyd... I think Lloyd would be C tier for me. Because... I definitely don't know enough about him to say this, but... I just feel like he's been talked about for so long to be added to Smash. Like, I don't know if most people who've not been following Smash at all would really know that, but like he's definitely been in the talks for a while, and it's kind of weird because Tales of Symphonia came out so long ago, and it even got a remaster ages ago, and at this point I don't know if it has any legs to stand on as far as relevance, unless if they were to do like a, I don't know, either like a Final Fantasy VII remake sort of situation or something like that. But it would be cool to have a dual blade fighter. That's why he's not, you know, down in D or anything. And he does have like potential for like a ranged attack. So I kind of see the vision a little bit. That's why he's standing on something. Standing on his own 2 feet. Velvet Crow is a game that is from a game I haven't played. I believe it's Tales of Berseria, I think that's what it's called. All I know is she has a very similar design to Clive, where she's like a demon arm, and it looks cool as hell. And I think we need more demon representation in Smash Brothers, and I think that we need more cool fucking demon limbs in Smash Brothers. So this is a shallow want. That's why it's B and not A. But I'm very edgy, so I want demon character, and that's my argument for that. So Elfin, for me, Elfin would be D tier. This is Tales of Arise. I added a few characters from Tales of Arise because I felt it was more relevant since it had just come out, and it's from the same, you know, series as Lloyd and Velvet, but it's different in that each of them are different. I think they have the same story notes typically, and they have the same like creatures, kind of like a Final Fantasy situation. But each time they introduce new characters and basically a whole new world that you're dealing with. And Elfin, I did play, I played it and I watched it. Not the whole thing, but a good chunk of it. And I just don't know if Elfin himself would have a good moveset. But I think that Xion would definitely be a little bit more interesting than him. Is it B tier interesting though? She has a rifle. I don't remember if she has any close range attacks. So I think it's just, for me, it's just the fact that it's like the anime sword fighter sort of trope, but instead of being a sword fighter, she has a rifle. It's more interesting in that way. And they do have Final Smash potential as well, because they have, you know, their other party members that they could spawn in and have like do team attack up things, basically. I don't know that I could justify putting her up to B just for the reasons that I've given. Zagreus. So Hades, I loved a lot. And it is another beautiful game that I think would look very, very, very nice in an Ultimate or an Ultimate-like game. And you know what? I think he could yield a very interesting moveset. And I'm gonna put Malinois right beside him. That feels right to me. Because I feel that their games are... They have very similar things that you could use for moves. Malinois I would maybe give the edge a little bit. Not enough to bring her a whole tier up. But she has a skeletal arm. You could see her, like, her arm's skeleton through her, like, weird glowing skin. It's really cool. And I would love to see that, but I don't know, they would be very different, I think, from each other, but they have similar notes. I think they have completely different weapons that they use, right? But they have the same gods that give them powers, I think. There's a little overlap, but it's the same idea, right? There would be some part to their moveset where they can call in powers from the gods to help them. I see the vision for them. Dante from Devil May Cry. Another meta character that I just don't really know. I don't know. I don't really get into meta stuff. But you know what? You know what? It's one of those weird... It's one of those weird visions that I have where... It's just like Mario and Luigi, how I basically just want to see them fight Sephiroth. For Dante, I just want to see him... I want to see how he would interact with Bayonetta. Like, I know they don't do much interaction, but if they were to add a story mode, which they ideally would, that would be a fun interaction to see for sure. If not adding Dante to Smash, then add Bayonetta to Marvel vs. Capcom. How does that sound? Chris from Resident Evil. The Resident Evil game is going to be kind of hard for me. Just because, like... I don't really see it. I don't think that I would be overly excited. Because I don't really like that design of Chris. And I think that that is the design that they would use. And I think that his moveset would be mostly, you know, punching shit. Or shooting shit, actually. He would shoot and he would punch. And his final smash would be rocket launcher. I mean, there's not... I'll pull Leon. I would like Leon a lot more because I don't know how they would implement like parrying, but at least there's some flavor there. And he's quirky. He's a fun character. So it'd be fun to hear if he would if they would somehow put wisecracking in. I think that the knife combat in Resident Evil 4 Remake really boosts him up for me because that shit was really good. I'd love to see that. I just like Leon more than Chris, I guess. But Wesker would be sick too, honestly. I think putting him next to Velvet Crow feels right. Because it's a similar thing where they're just like an edgy character. I want a nice little edgy representation. For Ada, Ada would feel weird if she was announced on her own. Like, Wesker would feel weird if he was announced on his own, but a little bit less than Ada, and I don't know why that is. Ada would be, like, very similar to Joker, I feel. Is there merit to that? No. She'd feel too similar, I think, to, like a Joker or a Zero Suit Samus. I don't think I'd feel good about that. Ethan is same spot for me as Chris. Yeah, no, they wouldn't do any fun shit in Smash where he like rips off his arm and uses it to attack. That would be funny. That's why I want him to be in Marvel vs. Capcom. The Resident Evil characters are kind of my copium for Marvel vs. Capcom stuff that I want, to be honest. That's why I threw him in here. But in Smash, they just don't hit the same. That's why all of them are ending up in D tier, even Phoenix Wright, who I want to come back in like a future Marvel vs. Capcom game. They just don't belong here, right? But the weird part is these Resident Evil has been represented in Smash as well. Like, there are spirits, believe it or not, there are spirits. And the craziest thing that felt like it wasn't real was when I was looking through the list of third-party Smash Brothers stuff, and Hades was on there. There's Hades spirits. That kind of gives them a little bit more merit for me too, is like the fact that they're already kind of represented, I guess. These characters, like the villains are always the ones who at least in Resident Evil, who feel like they would work as a Smash character. I would be very, very excited to see Heisenberg. He feels cozy here. Part of me wants to put him in S, because I love him so much, but I think I love him a little bit more than I should. I just think it's funny that like Wesker dies, and then they're like, well, we don't have a Wesker, so we'll just have this guy act basically like Wesker, like be a sly motherfucker, and just like reference Chris punching boulders and stuff. He's just a funny character, and he has Magneto powers, which would be cool. Like, he could swing his hammer, and he could like pull metal out of the ground and like use metal as like a shield and shit, and like hit you with the extra metal. It would work. I think it would be fun. And I think there's no shame in taking a few characters like that are just not all references. Like, I know that a lot of what I treasure in Smash Brothers is a character that all of their attacks are like one-to-one pulled from something else that they've been in. But I think that you can do a character that also just has stuff added that seems like stuff that they would do. It's hard to justify it, but I feel like sometimes as long as the idea is there, it can work. And I think that Heisenberg is one where it would actually kind of work. Dimitrescu would feel weird being not that tall. They'd probably I think C. Here's the thing about Dimitrescu. I don't understand the hype behind her. I feel like she's just a underwhelming Mr. X substitute. But I do think that she has like claws and shit, doesn't she? That's kind of cool. And both of them, Heisenberg and Dimitrescu, do have like mutated forms that they could use for a final smash. So that there's some merit to that. But for Dimitrescu, she would have to be tall. And for someone like Ridley, the way that they were able to put him in and also have him be tall was they had him scrunched down because he's like animalistic, so it makes sense for him to be scrunched down. For her, she would not just crouch down the whole time. That's not how she is, right? So it would just feel kind of weird. But if they could make her tall and make her do attacks, I think that would be kind of neat. Like, maybe add her daughters as different attacks as well. But I'd prefer Heisenberg by a long shot. But that's just how I am. I'd prefer him a lot more as a character in the game. So now we're going from Resident Evil to Silent Hill. I felt that was a natural transition. And I decided to put James and Pyramid Head and Heather. The first two, obviously, because the Silent Hill 2 remake had just come out. I don't think that James would really be that good of a fighter either. He'd be even less. I mean, I guess if you use... I don't know anything about the remake, so pardon my unintelligence on his current moveset, but in the original, you just swing a tire iron as him, basically, and you hope for the best. And I don't really know what that would... Maybe you could do this thing where he spawn... Like, okay, I'll give him a little bit more. Maybe you could do this thing where he can spawn in different... Because the thing about the monsters at Silent Hill is you can only see them if you are experiencing this... Or if you've sinned in the certain way that makes them spawn or whatever. I think that you can not see them if you're completely pure. So that's why I think her name is Laura, right? That's why the kid Laura is able to walk around Silent Hill without having to defend herself and without getting hurt. Is because she can't see these enemies. So by that reasoning, you could say, well, James is the reason why the enemy spawns in the first place. And so you could just use that to justify the moveset being like, he can spawn the enemies by like, oh, he points and then they show up behind someone. It's kind of original. It's kind of cool. Pyramid Head. Pyramid Head would just work a little bit more, obviously, than James. I don't think Silent Hill characters are really suited for Smash to begin with. And you know what? I think I'm throwing him down there with James, because Pyramid Head seems like the Silent Hill character you add when you're like, we should add a Silent Hill character. You know, I don't think that he would be... I think it would be hard to make him into something that's actually kind of horrific. And now that I think of it, the best way to do that is to just make him Ganondorf, basically. Just like strong as fuck. And hard to launch. But we already have Ganondorf, so there should be... I wonder if there's a mod of Ganondorf as Pyramid Head. There has to be, right? That is just perfect. So I feel like that brings him down for me, even. Does that make sense? Because, like, he just all he does is he swings a sword, as far as I know. And he doesn't even I heard, apparently in the Silent Hill 2 remake, he does not even roam. And in the original version of the game, I guess the E3 build of Silent Hill 2, way back in the day on the PS2 when that was made, he was supposed to roam like a Mr. X type character throughout certain parts of the map. And I think that if you're gonna steal from Resident Evil, I feel like that's something that you want to steal from Resident Evil, right? So I am thoroughly disappointed to hear that not only does James have like a ridiculous combat system that is not, it like takes the horror away, at least in my mind, but also Pyramid Head does not roam like Mr. X. That kind of feels like two takes away from it for me. But that's very off topic. I think I should give it a shot. I should give Silent Hill 2 Remake a chance. So Heather, I really don't know. I think that I'd be very excited. I think I would be... It's a similar confusion. This is C for confusion. I don't know if she really... I don't remember if she has much to her moveset other, like, differently from James that could justify her having, like, a different moveset. the enemies that she would spawn would look like vaginas, so I don't know that they would do that in Smash Brothers. I don't want to bump her down to D though, because I like her as a character, so we'll keep her at C. The music too is a huge thing in Silent Hill. It's another series where, like, if they just pulled some of the songs from Silent Hill and didn't even use the characters, I wouldn't even be mad personally. I just think that would be a fun idea. Freddy Fazbear from the FNAF series. These are ones that I was thinking more about other people when I put them on than I was thinking about myself. Because I really don't know how I would feel if Freddy Fazbear was announced for Smash Brothers. Realistically. Like, what could he do? He'd jump scare you. Obviously, he would jump scare you. He might hit you with a microphone. I feel like a lot of his moveset would maybe be inspired by the things that you can do in Security Breach, kinda. Because, like, I know this is a different Freddy from that Freddy, but you don't see him walk around, really. Right? I'm just trying to think of, like, they just jump scare you, right? That's, you know what? I'm gonna put him in D. I'm putting him in D because, I mean, even I just don't see the I really don't see the vision for him. These guys have some merit because they have boss battle type things in their games. So I'm just sitting them in A real quick. Monty, I would not be that excited about. I would be more confused than excited, but it is a pleasant confused, so he's B. I'd just be like, well, why would you do that before, like, Glamrock Freddy or something, right? Like, why are we just doing Monty? Roxy, I wouldn't even care. I wouldn't care why they did it. I wouldn't care how they did it. That would just be sick. And I don't know if I really have to justify it other than that. I don't have to, actually. That's that. Matatsuki would also be S tier, so I'm shamelessly adding a second row to my S tier. Matatsuki would be amazing. The music would probably suck for Smash Brothers. The stage would look sick for Smash Brothers. Actually, there is some tense music that would probably work during a battle. But Matatsuki, I don't think people realize this because her game is just walking around, but her moveset would so work really well. I set up that sentence weirdly, but I didn't even think about it really until I played Rivals of Ether, and in the workshop they have a Matatsuki build, and she uses the different items that you collect in Yumeniki as different weapons, so, or like different attacks, I guess I mean. So I think it just kind of works. Like, there's an umbrella that you could pull out. There is I didn't really get that many of them, I'm gonna be honest with you. There's like a snow outfit that could do something. There's like a headless form that somehow she could attack headlessly as just a head. I don't know. It's just, there's so many different effects in that game that it would be so smooth to make as a moveset. It would be like smooth like butter, basically. Alan Wake, unfortunately, I think I have to put into don't know them because I obviously know the general premise of them. It'd be sick having that song. I don't remember what the song's called. Let me look it up. The Alan Wake 2 song. I have it on my Spotify, so I should know. Oh yeah, Herald of Darkness. Probably one of the best songs ever written. So I mean, I would love that. I would love to have that, but I don't know what he would do. Maybe it would, you know what? Based on what I know, you know what? Actually, I kind of see the vision. It's like a cooler version of what I kind of envisioned for James, because he's like spawning all of this shit from the book that he wrote or something, right? So like the attacks would be the things that spawn from him writing it in his book. It's like a cool, it's like a gritty version of Scribblenauts, basically. I actually like that. I think I like that. I think I like that a lot, actually. He also has a flashlight, so he could blind you. He can stun you with that. So now we have some Half-Life reps. Alex Vance from Half-Life. That's a toughie. I feel like for me, I would have to put it anywhere where I put Gordon. I'd have to also put Alex, and vice versa. Wherever I decide they go. Because I think, obviously, gameplay-wise, they play way differently. But I think when it comes down to it, they use basically the same tools, right? Like, Gordon might be technically smarter than her. I don't know. So maybe it would be a similar thing where, like, we get Gordon, and then we get Alex as, like, an alternate skin. Or what do you... It's not alternate costume, but, like, an alternate character within the same character slot. So they use guns, they use crowbar. I kind of feel it a little bit. You know what? Yeah, I only really feel it a little bit. I'm not as passionate as an Alan Wake sort of thing. Like, obviously the gravity gun would be cool, but all that would be, realistically, is like a Mewtwo type grab. Like, you just pick them up with it, and then you just throw them with it. And while that would be sick, and it would be a pretty powerful throw in every direction, I don't think it would really be, like, huge. It's not game-changing, you know? Chell would be game-changing. Chell would be game-changing, and I really have to think about that. Because I don't know that that would necessarily work unless you use the portals for recovery, because there's like no attacks that you do or anything like that. You're just jumping, which at least that brings her higher than Captain Toad. At least there's that. I think C tier is good for her. I think that works. Cause I'd be excited. I'd be excited to see it. But I would be really excited, because then that means probably a stage with GLaDOS. I have to get used to calling her GLaDOS because you freaks don't call her GLaDOS. That would be a funny stage. Just like you're in I forget what it's called, but the place where GLaDOS is, just the central area, and then she's just in the background, you know, talking shit. Maybe she turns on the neurotoxin for a few seconds to psych you out, stuff like that. And it would probably be a stage where, kind of like the Punch Out arena, where it shows the characters in the back. It would also be like the Palutena guidance thing, where she has something to say about basically all the characters. But she would automatically do it. Like, you wouldn't have to trigger it in some sort of way. Yeah, I see a Portal stage. I see more than a Portal character, honestly. Oh my god, these Pyro. I don't know that I know I see. They would be funny. It'd be funny to hear them. And these are official pictures, by the way. They're looking at you very lovingly in each of them. I just don't think I know enough about them. I definitely threw those in there because I know TF2 fans are still, you know, kicking real strong in 2024. So I think that they deserve some love and attention, but I just don't know enough to put them on my list. Tracer for me would be mildly disappointing. I think D tier is fine for Tracer because she's the choice where it's like, it's clear that the Smash Brothers team was thinking of adding an Overwatch character, you know, and that's just the one that they land on, obviously, because that's the mascot character. But while the moveset would be kind of original, right? I just don't think she would have the best moveset out of a Overwatch character, so that's why I added these other ones, obviously. I just don't think she would have what it takes, right? I definitely think that Brigitte and Doomfist are the strongest contenders for Overwatch characters that would work in Smash Brothers. You know, Brigitte has this rocket flail that would give her a really good range of attack, and you know, she also has the barrier that she could put up. I mean, that's basically it, but there's more originality, I feel like, to that, and there's more I don't know why. I don't even know why I see more Smash potential in that, but I just kind of do. I feel like some of it might have to do with the fact that I like Brigitte better than I like Tracer. Might be as simple as that. But I mean, Brigitte has some deep connections to characters in the Overwatch roster. So, I mean, if you throw Reinhardt into one of her attacks, that would make sense. And if you throw Torbjorn into one of her attacks, that would make total sense too. So I think that would be nifty. I think that would be kind of fun. And I mean, for Tracer, I'm going to have to boost her up a little bit because I kind of see the vision of adding Winston to one of her attacks. And I think Winston in Smash would be really fucking good. I think that's what it's all about, honestly. Doomfist. Does he might have enough. I'm gonna keep him in B. He's sitting pretty at B because honestly, for what I see for him, I mean, there's some cool shit. There really is some cool shit. I'll say it's a high B versus Brigitte being like a middle B. But like, think his up smash could be him uppercutting into the air, and it would be really good for, you know, leading straight into combos. I don't know what his aerials would be. I don't remember if he has like really good aerials. He obviously has like a little weak little projectile that he could shoot out too. Maybe kind of comparable to like Mega Man's whatever you call that, his neutral attack. He would be kind of like that. And then his charge punch, where he charges and then punches forward, that's just Little Mac. You just steal the code for Little Mac and put it onto him. So really the vision is just the uppercut. Like, there's something there, but other than that, there's not much. For Sombra, I'd love to put her pretty high, but I don't know. So she has a gun that would probably work pretty similarly to how Tracer's works. And then she has like a teleport would probably be her recovery, I imagine. But her invisibility, I think, is pretty integral to her as a character, and I don't know how you would incorporate that fairly into the game. So it would feel a little bit funky. I do kind of see... You know what? Actually, vision. Having another vision. What if she turns invisible for certain attacks where... Like, let's say it's a special, right? She turns invisible for a neutral special, and then Widow shows up for a second, snipes, you know, does like a full charge sniper shot, and then leaves, and then she turns visible again. Something like that could work and be very cool. And then she turns invisible, and then Reaper maybe shoots up in the air or something. Something like that. Maybe Moira could show up for something. And then maybe even Doomfist could be worked into that too. I just justified how to get her out of mid tier. Hell yeah. Is it good enough though? Is it good enough? It might be good enough. I'm gonna say it's good enough. Sombra's one of my favorite characters ever. I'm gonna say it's good enough to get her up into A tier because she has to be higher than Doomfist, right? Because Doomfist would be part of her moveset. Boom. Gotcha. Gotcha. Bet you didn't think of that. Master Chief. So... I don't know really where I would want to put Master Chief. This is a toughie. Because I can't say that I don't know him. I obviously know him. I've played a handful of Halo games. I know Halo. The problem is it's kind of a similar situation. I'll keep him where Doomslayer is. I feel okay about that. Because he's got guns, right? That's fine. That's just not... Guns just aren't really interesting, you know? It doesn't feel satisfying in a way like that. I don't know, like a punch or like an attack that's kind of slick feels. Using a gun in a fighting game, I don't think it feels all that satisfying. And his equivalent to like the Doomslayer chainsaw is an energy sword that can one-shot you. So I don't really see it. I don't see it. Lara Croft, I'm gonna have to throw her down in don't know them because I can't make an educated. I don't have an opinion. I don't really, because I don't really know what she does that much. I've played a few of her games. Okay, so what I know is that she can jump and do flips. Very cool, first of all. She can shoot. She's had dual pistols before. That's kind of cool, but it's very similar to it's riding on like Zero Suit Samus type. Like Zero Suit Samus literally flips into the air and shoots a pistol. But I know in her newer games, she also has a bow and arrow. So I don't know if you can get guns in her newer game. You know what? Put her Kratos tier. That feels fair. Because now I have a similar vision for her as the Kratos thing where it switches between the different... Well, no, that'd be kind of tacky. No. I'll keep her down there. That'd be kind of tacky, I think. For Kratos, it makes sense because he's like... I don't know if he's a god himself. I don't know enough about him to know that, but I know he's god tier, so it would not be out of the question for him to be able to switch between different like attack forms. Aloy. Now, I played a handful. I didn't play many of the games. There's like 3 at this point, right? I played I want to say well into the first game. Like a handful of hours. Maybe like... maybe like 13 hours into the first game. For me, it seemed mostly like a story experience. She has a spear. which in theory could bring her up, but you know, I'm gonna say C tier. Like, it would be cool to see, but it would not melt my brain. I just think that kind of like in my mind she's kind of Byleth adjacent. You know, she has similar weapons to Byleth, so I think that her moveset might end up being kind of similar. V from Cyberpunk 2077. V would actually know. You know what? I think V is actually pretty sick. I think that'd be sick, and it would justify adding a Night City stage, which would be beautiful. I think that V would work very well. And I might just be saying that because I like the game a lot, but I mean, you can use all sorts of guns in that game, and you can use like katanas and shit and throwing knives, but other than all that, there's also physical upgrades that you can get for your cybernetic parts, which add abilities that, you know, are, it's not like a Resident Evil character situation where it's like, this character, sure, they know their way around weapons, but they can't like teleport and shit. It's different. It's a different story with V, because there are upgrades that you get that can make you do crazy shit, like running really fast and teleporting and deflecting like projectiles with your blade. It would be sick, I think. Angerfoot. So I don't know how different the game that came out was from the early alpha game. I don't think I played the early alpha, but I do have it downloaded, and I think I watched a video of someone playing it. Basically, I think you're just running around and kicking people. So that's B tier. It's just kind of funny. That's just kind of funny. And the style is very no So the soundtrack is also very nice. Dave the Diver. I would, that's not E tier quite for me. Just because it would be cool. Just indie game representation is always cool to see. And the thing about Dave the Diver, though, for me, is he's underwater most of the time. That's so funny. This song came on just now. He's underwater for like all the physical gameplay that you do is swimming around underwater. So I don't know how you would make a moveset out of that. It would actually kind of suck. But if you could, like, obviously I'd want them to represent, if they did, God forbid they do add him, for whatever reason they decide to add him, I'd hope that they get the underwater aspects into it, and I'd hope that they'd get the like sushi aspects into it, because that's a big part of the game too, right? Chloe from Life is Strange. I don't want to shit talk Chloe too much, because I didn't play the game. I just watched a little bit of a streamer play it. A very nice streamer, mind you. I don't remember who it was. I think it might have been Feb Garcia, but that was a while ago. I don't know if he even still streams anymore. And I might just be making up that it was him. Chloe, I just know is kind of annoying character. You know what? I'll give her a little boost. I'll kick her up a little bit, because I really, really don't like her as a character. But, you know, for the principal, I'll put her down here, and then I'll put Max up here instead. Because I don't really care for the game, just because of the whole, like, Chloe was annoying as shit, and then they had, like, a reference to memes that was kind of, it didn't sit right with me at the time. I just didn't think it was that funny or anything. I do for the record, I do kind of see a moveset working. And that's why I added them to, you know, to the images down here. Is because Max's ability to reverse time could work. And just so this is on record, Chloe has shot a gun or something in the game before, I think. So you could like reverse time somehow, like involve gun shooting and reversing time. There is something, a little bit of something there. And the final smash would be the time tornado, or whatever the fuck happens at the end. The lamb, I'm gonna put here, just because I actually don't know them. I feel pretty slick about the picture that I chose, though, because I couldn't find a really good, you know, PNG image of the lamb, other than this U2's picture. And because I used an Nendoroid for Frisk, it felt okay. You know, they kind of look like renders a little bit, so it works. So now we're into Rune Factory characters. Rune Factory 3 Micah would be pretty exciting for me. I think that would be hype as fuck, actually, for me. But I can't put him up there without Raven. Because Raven is the one that I wish would be in Smash. And now that Rune Factory 3 Special came out, they have a little bit more relevance, so it felt okay putting them on here. I didn't feel real silly putting them on here. And Marion I threw on here just because I thought about all the characters in Rune Factory 3, because I was like, well, this game's kind of relevant, so why don't I just treat myself and add, you know, as many characters as I can really think that would work. For Raven, you know, obviously she attacks. Obviously she'd apologize after every attack. She has a final smash, where she turns into a fucking bird that breathes fire and stuff. Micah has attack potential. He has, you know, I'd want them to represent the farming in some capacity. I don't know how to do that, but I think that he has the best potential for a moveset out of any protagonist in a Rune Factory game, just because he can turn into a Wooly. And that's a whole other can of beans. I don't know if you'd want to do like a transform sort of character. Pyre and Myther type shit. Or, I'd hope that they wouldn't use it as a final smash. That'd be kind of disappointing. I don't know what to do for a final smash for him. Like maybe the Sharon's tree would grow up on someone or something. I definitely don't know what Marion's final smash would be, but I'll keep her an A. Just because I would be excited to see that representation for the series. I'd definitely be intrigued to see what they'd think of for Final Smash, but she kind of has a weapon. She shoots syringes out of this weird, like tuba thing. It's not a tuba. It kind of looks like a tuba, actually. Marion, Rune Factory. I don't know what I would even call it, but I think it's Brewmask, kind of. I do think, like, we don't even have a single witch. Oh, I guess we do. We have an Umbra witch. But I don't know. Having a classic witch would be nice. Can I copy the image address and then move it, put it in over here? Yeah, see, she has this thing. So I think that would be cool for an attack. I don't remember much about these characters. I do know that they have like animal forms, kinda. So Dillis was a horse originally, and then you fight a boss, and then he's like, "Oh, I didn't mean to do all that," and he turns into this guy. I don't know necessarily what his moveset would be, and I'm not a huge fan of. I'll keep him in C. I'm gonna put Leon up a little bit, just because he's just generally cooler. He has like a fan. I think Dillis is supposed to be like a shy sort of dude. Leon is an arrogant dude, and he has this fan that I think maybe he could use for attacks. But then he turns into this like sarcophagus thing. Yeah, it took a lot to remind myself, because I did. Oops, I put RF3 instead of 4. Yeah, let me copy image address. There you go. Yeah, this thing is cool. Can I zoom in? It just looks sick, and I don't know if that would be a final smash or somehow he would implement that into his attacks. But I would hope that if they do put him in, they would maybe have the aura of this be involved in some of its attacks somehow. It's just aesthetically like a cool character. I'd be pretty excited for Neho Nabino. I don't know how to pronounce it. But I've told this on here a few times. I started Shin Megami Tensei 5. I stayed in the first area. I didn't know there was any areas outside of the huge desert land. The desert land though is very beautiful, and it would look nice as a stage. And what's cool about this character is he has well, first of all, he's feminine, which I think is cool. Like I like his flowy hair, and like the suit that he wears is very cute. And he has like this one of his hands turns into like a laser blade, which would be cool. I don't think he would use that to attack all the time, which would differentiate him from the other like anime sword fighters. I don't know if it would be a persona type, because in his game he does befriend other monsters. So I don't know, maybe his moveset would involve a few of the other monsters, but he has his own pool of attacks that he can do. So I think it would be neat to just pull from that pool of attacks, right? Chrono, I feel bad ending this on one that I don't know, but I don't want to say anything about Chrono, because I know that people are really passionate about this character. That's why I threw him on here. And I definitely want to play Chrono Trigger at some point. I just haven't had the chance to get to it. This list is wild, I'll just say. I will be the first to admit it is insane, but I do feel really good about the balance of everything. Like, I have not too many. Like, comparatively, S tier is not that bloated comparatively to E, but I mean, that just means I'm a positive person, right? Like, I know most lists, they try not to have too many shit tier characters, and they try to equally not have that many S tier characters, but it just goes to say, it just goes to show how passionate I am about like Smash characters. Because if I just didn't give a shit, then maybe we'd have mostly B tier. But we're looking at a pretty balanced list overall. I don't know if this is gonna save to like the the community rank, but I'm definitely gonna save an image of it so I can show you guys I might have to make a tier maker. Well, actually, I think what tier maker does now is it moves the characters out of the way so they're not blocked by the tier maker logo. But yeah, thanks for hanging out with me, guys. Sorry if you were looking forward to some more Majora's Mask, but this is just a huge thing that I wanted to dive into. I wanted to share with you guys. All these bubbles took so fucking long to make. Each one I had to think about, like, where to, like, which ones had to have this little part still, like the little shine of the bubble, and which ones just to completely get rid of it to show their features. It would mean a lot to me if you guys just, like, you know, check out the link. I'll probably share it again in the server soon, just so you guys know where to look. I put a lot of work into this, a lot of time went into it, and there's also like a whole credits. There's a whole credits list too, and it has all of the characters, like all the images, and it tells you where they're, like, what game they're from, where I got the images from. At first I tried to do only official sources, but after a while I got kind of exhausted because there were so many. I mean, look at how many pages there are. I ended up just pulling them from different fandom wikis and stuff. But yeah, I tried to see. The second one is where the background source is, and for those I even tried to reference stuff. Thank you guys for coming by and checking this out, and I hope to see you in the next stream. Have a good night, y'all.